Live from Harbor Station, it's the Vector Spaceman Show. Now here's your host, Vector Spaceman.
Hello, Space Cadets. It's your old pal, Vector Spaceman. Guess what? We're back at it again. We're coming to you live once more, straight from Harbor Station, broadcasting on all frequencies to our beautiful planet Earth. Now, whether you're watching us live, maybe you're catching after the show, don't you know, we're glad to have you on board. Thanks for helping us make outer space the place to be. Tonight is Tuesday, January 7th, 2025. We're back on proper Spaceman time. Happy New Year to everybody who's making it here for the first regularly scheduled Spaceman stream of 2025. We're getting tactical tonight, you guys. Yes, indeed, as we jump into a new game for the program. It's Tactical Breach Wizards. It looks super cool. I can't wait to check it out. And of course, we can't wait to share some time with you, our lovely Space Cadets. If you missed the last show, we finished up our playthrough of Grapple Dogs, Cosmic Canines, and off-stream, finished all of the bonus Chivos that take us to another 100% completion. A stellar game, a very fine experience. I can't recommend the whole Grapple Dog franchise enough. Very fun controls, very compelling challenges. Here's looking forward to what I can only assume will be a third exciting, turgid entry in the near future. You know that we'll be picking it up if and when the day comes, and if it should, you'll want to be here with the Spaceman. So, if you want to stay up to date with all of our programs, all of our broadcasts, so that you never ever miss a show, then be sure to follow Vector Spaceman on Twitter, YouTube, Blue Sky, and of course, right here on Twitch. All right, you guys. Once again, Happy New Year. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back, cadets. From me, Vector Spaceman. Oh, dang, we up to some whiz-biz tonight. Yes, indeed, Rig. Some serious tactical wizardry. We're going to get into that. So, this game that we're going to be getting into tonight, Tactical Breach Wizards. You guys, if you've been around for a moment, you might remember, you might recall, you might recognize that Spaceman's got a fondness for sort of tactical positioning, sort of mixing combat with puzzlers sort of gameplay. Games like Into the Breach, games like XCOM, especially if you can mix in some sort of like roguelike element where it's like repetitive. Yeah, we love big tactics. We're a big tactics guy. We're a little guy, but we're full of tactics. Are these always, proper tactics? Are these always, well advised? Perhaps not. But we give it our best shot. We give it our best shot, and we're going to give it our best try tonight as we try this out. For the very first time. So this is a game that came out back in the summer, so it's still fairly new. I haven't seen anything about it, though I understand that it's sort of more linear in its gameplay in the sense of it's got like a progression, like a story. So as opposed to like Into the Breach where it's like repetitive, you're doing like cycles over and over again. Well, we'll see if that's right. That's my assessment of it. We'll see if that's right. You guys, did you know that Harbor Station is positioned squarely and securely, hovering over the great 51st state, that great northern expanse formerly known as Canada? Lots of jokes being made recently. Lots of things being said, lots of implications being made, tensions rising. What will our collective futures look like in just a few weeks' time, you guys? Who knows? Who can say? But you can bet that Spaceman will be here no matter what. And in the immediate future, we've got stuff like Tactical Breach Wizards to worry about, so we don't even have to concern ourselves with that sort of thing. America too. Yeah, America improved, better America. That's because we're on top, You can tell because they put us on top on the map. The Americaning. Son of America. America 2. Electric Boogaloo. I think we'll be okay. Sounds like a lot of blustering to me. Americans. America strikes back. Now that's just regular America. No, now that I think about it. But how's everybody else doing? How is your first week in this brand new year of 2025 been? Have you guys been getting up to anything fun, anything cool, anything super swell? I'm going to be rinsing alcohol soon, so I'm going to be able to try out my resin printer for the first time, probably next week. We'll do some calibration prints, and maybe next week we'll try to put together like a Blender stream or something, so I can try to make some fun little sculpt or something that we can then turn into some gooey resin. I've got myself a safety mask so I don't inhale deadly fumes. You know how it be. Yes, very exciting. I'm very excited to get to try it out. Because I know the first few prints are probably gonna suck. Like, it says that it comes pre-calibrated, like with the print bed and all of that. Yo, you know what? Actually, somebody recommended that I get a protector for the print bed or something, because it sounds like they scratch. That was my takeaway from the little conversation we had here in stream. I can't remember who said that, but apparently they can wear down something about where the light shines in. I'm gonna have to look into that, because I want my stuff to stay, pristine and well cared for. But yeah, I know the first few prints, are probably gonna be bad. It's gonna take some time to, figure out what works. Twiddle with the settings, that sort of thing. Best thing would be a magnetic plate for your build plate. A magnetic plate for the build plate. Magnetic, so the whole thing pops off instead of having to unscrew the whole thing? Is that what you mean, Rig? So you can just pop it off and then scrape off your print? Okay, that's clever. That's a neat idea. I'll look into that as well then. See, big Rig with the big brains over here. Certified person who's done this before. That's what we like to see up in the chat. That's what we like to see. His knowledge, his experience. Saves about a half hour of cleanup. Well, that's time that we could be using making more prints. Come on. We're wasting time, we're wasting money, we're wasting resin. We're wasting, potential. No knowledge? Well, that's fine. We appreciate, even if you're not knowledgeable, we appreciate you just being on the team. We appreciate just straight up enthusiasm. That's what we're here for. We appreciate just moral support. The cheerleader. Yeah, there you go. Space cadets, even if you don't have the technical know-how, we appreciate, you just being in the stands. Observing, watching, cheering. That's what we like to see. So yeah, this will be the first steps. The first steps in the long road towards little plastic spacemans. That's the dream, that's the dream. And an enclosure with a fan, yeah, that would be ideal as well. I may not have that built up right away for the first couple of prints, but I have got a safety mask with some air filters rated for what's the word? The bio rated for fumes, including, but not limited to, deadly resin gases. Trying to read the side of the box here. Just get the fumes out by sniffing them. Yeah, okay, so I just give a big sniff, just give a big old store them in the lungs. Because, we've got, great lung capacity. Then just, run out the station and just blow it all out. And let somebody else deal with that secondhand resin gas, you know what I mean? And then we don't have to waste electricity on a safety fan. We're being environmentally conscious is what we're doing. Plus then I get plastic lungs. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I actually don't know what the long-term side effects of breathing in resin gas evaporate is supposed to be. It can't be good. It's probably carcinogenic or something like that. Just regular old cancer fumes or something. Which isn't great, but is also kinda lame, kinda boring. We'd love, you know, superpowers. That would be a great one. I remember the one place I was trying to work at, they had the big funky tubes to suck out the fumes. Yeah, I wish I had a big funky tube. Those are great, and you can, like, you know, move them around and position them. Those are awesome. That'd be even better than an enclosure setup. You could use that for all sorts of things. But no, I think I'm gonna have to build a little plexiglass box or something like that with some ducting. And then, you know, direct it toward an open window. Which, you know, is a challenge on its own up here in space, but we make do. Probably, like all things, some sort of cancer or capillary damage. Man, how lame is that? But I guess we'll take precautions if we have to. Unless it turns out I'm part shark or part whale or something and I can't get cancer. That'd be great. But we're not gonna risk it. We'll just follow safety protocols. And we'll be sure to show off the cool stuff that we do print. So we're gonna start with the calibration prints, like those cones that I've seen before, and I think Rig was talking about those as well. That'll be a nice way to test stuff out. Then we'll probably look at like some free STL files of stuff that we can print. And then we'll start tooling around in Blender and start making our own stuff. It'll be great, it'll be grand, it'll be awesome, it'll be stellar, it'll be Spacemanish. Cheap quick thing is a large plastic storage container, dryer ducting, and a CPU or small vent fan. Yeah, it's not like you've gotta, you know, have a whole lot of control over the fan. It's just gotta be moving air, right? So that it gets outside into the neighbor's yard and not up in your lungs. Once it's outside, it's, you know, it's the world's problem. Then you don't have to worry about it. I think that's the takeaway here. This is this is the advice that I'm getting. Yeah, like a see, I was thinking making like some sort of custom engineered like plexiglass cube or something to go around it. But no, you're right. You could just use like a storage container. Yeah, like a plastic bin or something like that. Cut a hole in the top, duct it out, put a fan in there, bada bing, bada bam, you're good to go. We could do that too, but now I'm kind of enticed by the very simple method that you're laying down. I kind of like that. Not only does it sound simpler and cheaper, but it also sounds a lot quicker, so we could get to printing more stuff faster. Big rig with the big brain ideas up in here. Alright, we've got the knowledge. We've got the direction. We're gonna have to see how it all comes out. But we've got confidence. Good job, team. Good job, everybody. Rig, what's the last thing that you printed with your resin printer? And also, do you have a filament printer as well? I like those too, but they're definitely, you know, for different stuff. At the same time, they're better for different stuff too. Like I've heard, like people I know have used filament printers to like make, like, what would you call them? Like hard points for like their stuff on like their cars and things like that, like things to attach, custom tooled things, which is much better to do, it seems, with the filament printers because they turn out a lot more secure. Like my takeaway with the resin is that you get more detail, but it's a little more fragile. And I knew that going into it because I wanted to do like miniatures and stuff like that, so I wanted to have the detail. Rig's got both. Yes, last thing with the resin printer was modeled Loots, the Loot Mite mascot that I modeled in Blender. Nice, nice. I don't know if Rig would print a whole sword, Ace. Even though Rig does love modeling swords, it seems. That's very cool, though. I don't think I've seen images of Loot's Loot Mite. Did that get posted anywhere? I'm gonna have to go look that up later. For the filament, I made a Snap Fit Treasure Chest Kit. Snap Fit Treasure Chest Kit. Snap Fit Treasure Chest Kit. Oh, you know what? Did you also make... Also, big shout out to Rig and all the members of the Nova Swarm, now that I'm about to bring them all into conversation here. Did you print out that little game holder that you guys gave Ellie for her birthday? Also, everybody make sure that you check out all of the Nova Swarm members, Rig and Ellie and Lyra. For some reason, I thought that you had printed that out as well. Yup, modeled, sculpted, and printed that out for Ellie. She gave me a drawing and I turned it into that. Look at this. Custom engineered. See, this is why Rig is the team engineer. Absolutely. That's very cool. That's the kind of stuff we'd also like to aspire toward. But small steps. We gotta take small steps. And we're not going to get any of that done tonight, because tonight we're going to be wizarding. We're going to be wizarding it up. We're going to be slinging some spells, and we're going to be getting tactical. We're going to be busting down doors, and we're going to be kicking dudes out windows any opportunity that we get. Do plan on printing out some cosplay swords in the future? Nice, nice. Cattybug, how are you doing? Nice to see ya. Welcome to the program. Our latest and greatest space cadet. Cattybug, for you guys who are not familiar, you might be semi-familiar. Catty hangs around with our friends Meg and Dawn of Game Grotto, as well as others. And Catty was a background extra in our latest Spaceman and Friends animated special, you guys. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2025. I hope you're doing well. I hope your first week of the new year has been going good. We're just chit-chatting about 3D printing. I got myself a 3D resin printer over the holidays. My very first attempt at this sort of thing. Still haven't gotten around to printing anything with it, but we're talking about possibilities. We're talking about opportunities. We're talking about past experiences, because we got other folks in the chat who are much more knowledgeable about this than the Spaceman is. So we're taking advice. We're learning up in here. What's this? Rig says, I do plan on printing some cosplay swords in the future. Well, of course he would. He's got to supply the whole team with that sort of gear. And tonight we are going to be trying our first attempt at a brand new game, or semi-brand new. A title that came out back during the summer. It's called Tactical Breach Wizards. We're going to be slinging spells. We're going to be positioning. We're going to be busting down doors. And apparently a big part of this game, and it sounds like the developers have sort of brought this concept over from a previous game that they did, is that basically any enemy can be defeated by knocking them out of a window through some sort of positioning effect. Which makes sense on the surface of things. But we'll have to keep that in mind. That's the play. That's the big one. All right. Chit-chatting? Great. We've learned a lot tonight. We're prepped. We're probably going to get into the printing next week. It'll be grand. I'll keep you all abreast of what is happening. As for now, though, we're going to do a little gratuitous knuckle crack. That's good stuff. I'm going to put on my gaming hands here. Bada bing, bada bam, there we go. And we're going to head on over to the big screen, you guys. It's time to try our first ever attempt at being a tactical wizard. Let's breach, here we go. Boom, switch on over. And we are going to do a cheeky little audio switch, here we go. Swell. Let me know if this is loud. It sounded kind of loud, and I've already knocked it down to like 40%, maybe a little lower. Now I'm hoping we get some sort of tutorial here, because we've played similar games like this in the past, like XCOM and things. But we've never been tactical wizards before, so let's see how this plays out. Start new game. Choose difficulty. Let's see. Are we an easy type of guy? Are we a default type of guy? Or are we a hard type of guy? Let's just go default to begin with. Boom! Okay, I think we're about to get some lore. The Jodasa Strait, a few years ago. Where's Tag? This is Mage Actual. Alright, first of all, great dialogue. We're in position. Suppression Hex is online. Trauma control charms up. Breach glyphs are hot. They should have called this game Hexcom. Why didn't they go with that? Alright, trauma control, charms up. Breach glyphs are hot. Alright, Zan, what's Foresight telling you? I've seen 3 Sprig Acolytes, Softwood Silence, Mac 10s. Want me to leave you one? Oh, we get options here. We get dialogue options. Want me to leave you one? Leave me one what? Oh, leave me an enemy? Leave me somebody to take out? You're losing your touch, sure, I'll pick up the slack. If you're gonna get cocky, I'm not coming to your funeral. Let's be supportive. Alright, let's do this. Breach! Turn 1. Alright. Left you an easy one, Zan. So I guess this is Zan. Select your 3-bolt burst ability, then issue order on the enemy to shoot them. So, controls. We select stuff. That's Liv Kennedy, that's Zan. Zan can see 1 second into the future, foreseeing how any decisions will play out. Okay, so that's how they give us, like, the, how do you say, like, telegraphing of what's going to happen on the turn. Okay, that's good. That's a clever way of doing it. His abilities revolve around time and supporting his team. 1 mana needed for the most powerful spells, gained by collecting intel and sealing doors and completing objectives. He has 4 health. Liv Kennedy, a legend in the Special Forces world. Liv's powers let her move on a different time scale to the rest of us, eliminating threats before they can react. Okay, so we want to move, or we want to 3-bolt burst. Fire a burst of 3 arcane bolts. It's got 1 knockback. Presumably to get me familiar with the idea of knocking dudes out of windows, which I've heard is a big part of this game. Is there a range on it though? Select. One damage, 1 knockback, but it doesn't show me anything about range. Alright, I'm just gonna follow the game's advice and knock him out the box. Issue order. Boom, boom, boom. Down he goes. Nice. We did it, you guys. We win. Make your way to the laptop. Okay, we can move and we can do stuff, so that's why they didn't want me moving first. Gotcha. So we move. Find your use laptop ability and use it. We can take color, we can take cover, bleh. We can use laptop. Objectives complete. Hit done to proceed. Wow, we're so good at this. We're so good at tutorials. What are we doing here, Liv? They've got us raiding a Druid Mafia smuggling ship. How is this a military op? First of all, I love this concept. The Druid Mafia. These guys are covered in plants. This is great. The whole world that's been constructed around tactical breach wizardry. I spilt drink all over the desk. Hold on a sec. Oh, that's better. Hold on. We might be back. We might be back. We might just be back. I'm gonna need you guys to confirm, but you let me know if we're back. Tell you what I'm gonna do. Tell you what I'm gonna do is swap audios here. We're gonna go back to the station so I can check on my end on Twitch. See if we're live again. We back? All right, so here's the question. How much did we lose? How much did we miss? Ace, you've been here the whole time. At what point did it? Probably a single minute. Okay, so not a whole lot. We saw me knock that dude out the window. We're just we probably haven't missed a whole lot then. Well, obviously I didn't lose like internet connection though. Because I was still able to get the messages in chat. That was very, 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 very good work. Good viewersmanship. Letting me know. All right, that means we can head on back over to the screen. Wow, here we are. Okay, so we're about to bust into the second room here. We're still doing the tutorial. Liv's kind of killing it. Did Liv get knocked down? What happened? I'm letting you blossom. Nope, Liv's still good. Okay, so move to the laptop, and then we can choose somebody to burst. Or we can take cover, perhaps. For C, let's at least have one wizard go into the room. We'd like to complete this objective first. All right. We'll follow the tutorial. Okay, we are back. But for some reason, I can see the chat on Twitch, but not in OBS. That's going to be annoying. Let's see here. What can we do? The best thing that we can do... Let me see here. Test. All right, that's working. Somebody say something in chat. Let me see if this works. Okay, now we can see stuff again. Also, hi, Ultraviolent Combat. How are you? Ultraviolet. I keep saying ultraviolent. Ultraviolent is what we're getting up to tonight, because we're being tactical breach wizards. Okay, so that's the second time. Is this the BGM from the game? No, this is my BGM. This is the BGM from the game. Bam! Much more intense. Yeah, some soft guitar strumming. Is nice for, you know, around the station. But not when we're being super tactical. Alright, so we've lost connection twice already. If it happens a third time, we might have to consider postponing stream. We might just be having a bad webs night. But we're going to try to at least get through the tutorial. Let's do our best here. Okay, so here's the idea. We can't take cover from this guy, so we got to prioritize knocking this guy out the window. So we go bam, bam, get lost, and then we take cover. Then this guy gets a turn. End turn to commit everything that you've done. Okay. Yes, we are sure. Okay, it's our turn again. Knock out all enemies, and then use the laptop. Let's rock him. There we go. Once you've secured a room, movement is unlimited. Enjoy. I will enjoy. Let's use that laptop, and let's get on out of here. Next room, done. All right, what's next? 2 sprigs and a great oak and a gilly... I'm trying to do a gruff voice. Hold on. I just screwed up my throat. 2 sprigs and a great oak and a ghillie suit. The great oak's wearing a ghillie suit? It is, yeah. Isn't it already a tree? It is, yeah. Let's get in there and kill it. Breach! Move to the laptop. Find your use laptop ability on the left and use it. I will use it. Okay, so we can use these in whatever order we want. That's useful. That's helpful. Get knocked out a window, idiot. And turn to proceed. Oh, I thought that was me. Hold on. Alright, we got to attack the Shrub Lord, but we can't do enough damage. What happens if I get up real close? Can I view perks? I can get a +1 damage. It only does 1 damage. Get knocked, idiot. Can't take him. Can you dodge this? You're the one with foresight. You tell me. Alright, use the 4C button. Okay, now we get to learn about our abilities. So we use the 4C button to find out whether Liv can dodge this shot. Where is that? 4C, 1 action. See how predicted actions play out before committing. Alright, we do our action phase. You can freely rewind. Oh, there's a rewind button right down here. Okay, so we can undo our moves. 4C phase, enemies attack. If none have valid plans, we skip the phase. And then enemies move and make new plans, but they don't attack yet, at which point we cannot rewind the turn. That makes sense. Oh no! Liv would get knocked out the window. So we're gonna rewind because we don't want her to get knocked out the window. Move close enough that he targets you instead. Right, so if we get in the middle and then make our attack, then Liv can't get knocked out the window, and presumably we also can't get knocked out because there's something that's going to be blocking us. No, Liv will still get knocked out the window, so that's not what we want. So it pierces. If they hit a wall, remaining knockback is taken as damage, but I guess it goes through. Alright, so let's rewind again. Let's try that again. They actually give you a lot of leeway here, I guess. So what we want to do is go like here, do our attack, and then maybe he'll be incentivized to shoot us instead. Yeah. And then he'll get taken out. Okay. Yes, sure. End turn to commit everything you've done and proceed. Done. We're almost through the boat. Alright, Intel said this is where they're holding the assets. You see him? Yeah, they've got him bound and gagged. I don't like this. I bet he's not a fan either. Ha 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 ha. This game is, so far, and I mean I'm only like 3 rooms deep into the tutorial, pretty sick. I like how simplistic the designs of everybody is. I'm kind of not sure yet how I feel about it being so narrative driven. Like we've got very fixed characters. I wonder how or if I'm going to be allowed to like customize a team of wizards, if you will. But so far, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. We're going to see how this goes. Also, like, I love the little bits of world building we're getting so far. Like, this is not just, you know, a knockoff M4, M16, whatever it would be. It's got a wizard staff stuck in the barrel. This is not, you know, a conventional weapon of some sorts. It's a wizard's wand with a silencer on the end of it. This is just fun details. I like this. Alright, want to actually extract him, or should we sit around wringing our hands about it for another 5 years? Sorry if I wasted 2 seconds foreseeing 80 different ways this hostage extraction could end with one or all of us dead. Blah, I mixed up the line. Well, if any of your melodramatic fantasies come true, you know our orders. The asset is the priority. If you have to blink him out of here yourself, you do it. Got it. Now let's get in there. You gonna breach this year? We're breaching! Oh, we're getting credits. Right in the tutorial. What the hell? You only have time to deal with one threat. Try saving Liv and see if they shoot the hostage. Try saving the hostage and see if Liv can save herself. Okay, where's Liv? There's Liv. Okay, Liv rushed in and Liv got extracted by an extractor. Some sort of weird spidery thing. That's the hostage. That's a Sprig Spica. Alright, let's try this. If I move up to here and burst bolt this guy, it'll do 2 damage because he'll get knocked into the wall, meaning he'll take an extra damage from that knockback. So, pew pew pew! So let's foresee what happens next. Where'd that thing take her? Hey man, I didn't commit to that. I can rewind, right? Yeah. Let's try something else. Let's try bolting this guy out the window. But then we lose the hostage. No. Tell me you saved the asset. Shoot. I can't save them both. Alright, so now we gotta make an important decision, cadets. Right off the jump. Do we save the hostage? Or do we save Liv? Or maybe, what happens if we get super close? We move up to here, and we're like, look at me, and not the hostage. We boot this guy out the window. Now he still wastes the hostage. What a punk, what a chump. What a loser, what a dork. Alright, but we have to save the hostage. So that means we got one more option. We could try moving right up close to that extractor. Take this guy out. Ah, but Liv still gets stoled. Still gets wizard napped. I think this is the only call. I think we've been forced into some narrative conceit through this tutorial. We're gonna end the turn. Oh no! Wizards! Move on next to the hostage and use blink out to extract them. Okay. We move. Vesker to WizTac, requesting immediate blink out. This guy's last name is Vesker? And then we blink out. Well, I don't want that to happen. We want to blink out. There we go, there we go. Vesker Spaceman, yes. Vesker Spellman. Tactical Breach Wizards. Nice. Took a little screenshot. Took it at the wrong time. Okay, so it looks very much story-driven. Rather than just, like, procedurally generated, like, Into the Breach, or even mission-based, like, XCOM. So let me get this straight. A notorious druid mafia enforcers get shot by a doctor. And the first person on the scene just happens to be the meddling witch every cop loves to hate. Jen Kellen, P.I. Okay, so now I'm choosing options, dialogue options for everybody. Okay. That's me. Did you have a question? What's it going to take for you to stop inserting yourself into every missing person's case we investigate? So we've got wizard detectives as well? I don't 100% understand the world that we're in quite yet, but I'm here for it. I mean, you could try finding the people. Well, I'm sorry if solid police work sometimes take a little longer than your witch's tricks, but we have procedures for a reason. You're a loose cannon, McGarnagle. Alright, doesn't seem like every case gets the same procedures, though. People don't hire me when they're slow. They hire me when you've given up. Ooh, get sassy. From what I hear, people don't hire you much at all these days. Dry spells, I like that. Alright, so you hear a shot, you burst in with these breaching glyphs, and you find Wexler already dead. Describe the shooter. White-haired woman, good-looking, smartly dressed except for the surgical gloves. And a gun. Oh, I can scroll up, too. No, she'd put the gun down. And you went for it, even with all your spells and trinkets. More about her not getting the gun. And what happened? I got to it first. She seemed to reevaluate her situation at that point. She ran. And then you guys showed up with that effing traffic warlock. Yo, we get a traffic warlock? What is that? What is that? He sighs. Ugh. And what's your problem with Sergeant Clark? He made me kneel even though I'd already dropped the gun. Picked it up without gloves, dragged mud all over the scene, and he put a 2-week stasis curse on my car. Well, that's inexcusable. It's gonna cost me more to get that disenchanted than I got paid for this whole job. Lucky for you, we're backed up, and it's not worth the time to prosecute you for any of this. That's good police right there. Prosecute? But next time you call us, stay put, stay out, and leave your wand at home. Fine. You're welcome, by the way. Unbelievable. Alright, whatever that was about. Hey, did you know your station's on fire? What? Oh, we got some rogue wizard up in the police station? I don't know who you are. Oh, you're not Zan Vesker. That is the hard name to say. Zan Vesker, Navy Seer? Navy Seer. A Navy Seer, guys. Quality puns. No, my name's Jen. Is Zan here? I don't think so. Haven't seen him in years. Did we do a time skip? Did we do a jump? Well, prepare to burn. Oh, no thanks. Okay. Less lethal pyromancer. Doesn't take damage from anything fire or mild fire based. What is mild fire? Alright, what can we do? We can move and we can static blast. A blast of electrical energy that pushes the enemy but does no direct damage, so it just knocks back. So if we go 1, 2, we move here, we static blast, bam, at the window. That's what the game is teaching us. Defenestrate. It's the only way to play. Zone 1 of 6, clear. Very efficient, very clean. Zan, I was just talking about you. Jen, what are you doing here? Solving a murder. How about you? Being arrested for, remind me? That looks like a TARDIS. Knocking people out a window seems like it's going to be OP. Well, it seems like that's what the game's built around. So it does seem OP, but at the same time, I think it's kind of the conceit of the whole game. So part of the positioning puzzle aspect of it is about setting yourself up for, you know, good window knockouts. Alright, we're getting arrested. They think I'm part of the team raiding this station. I served with Zan, guys. I'll vouch for him. No one cares. You remember what it means if I give the signal, right? Oh, 1 second on the clock. I remember. That's enough. On your knees. No. So we save Zan this turn. What's chain bolt? Chain a bolt through multiple targets, knocking each in a different direction. Target each enemy in the order you want to hit them. The bolt will follow the path shown, knocking each target back in the direction it hits them. So if we go like, bam, bam, bam. And it does how much damage? It does 2 knockback. Okay. Remaining knockback is taken as damage, so we want to do some damage. We don't wanna knock these guys out the window though, do we? These are police. Let's see what would happen if we go barrel to barrel. Oh jeez Louise. Thanks. Guys, are we criminals now? Are we bad wizards? Sorry it came to that. One of those guys kind of had it coming. And the others? Didn't know them, but they'll be fine. I cast snowfall wards on the windows. Okay, see, it's fine. It's fine because she said it's fine. Knock out enemies, use laptop, open security door. Can doobie. Dunzo. We got a whole party up in here. We got riot police. So, how have you been? Not bad in any ways we have time to get into. How about you? What have you been up to? The team casting his way through the station right now is led by my former CO, Liv Kennedy. Okay, so there was a time skip. Something clearly has happened. She might be the most dangerous person on the planet. I think she's trying to start a war, and it might be my fault. So, stopping that. Cool. Listen, these guys didn't really like me much before I defenestrated 2 other colleagues, so we should probably get out of this building in the next 4 minutes if we don't want to stay here for 25 to life. Are they actually going to give us a time limit? What are we going to see when we open this? 1 cop, body armor, nightstick. Enforcer. They're tough. Let's just we try and put them through a window. Can't throw all of life's problems through windows, Jen. That's where you're wrong, wizard. Maybe not, but we owe it to ourselves to try. Yeah, it actually might be the right call here. I'll have to come at him from the side to set you up. Take him when you have the shot. Ready? Breach! Bam! Okay, so can we position... Redeploy Zan. Okay, you can reposition wizards at the start of a level. Use the redeploy ability to move Zan into the breach position of the other door. Cool. Get deployed. Breach! So we want to have him knock back, and then we want to have Jen move up and static blast out the window. Bam! Just like everybody's favorite wizard, Mace Windu. We give him the old Mace Window. Oh, sorry. Use the laptop, open security door. Okay. Ba-ding! Done. 1 turn shenanigans. So far, I'm liking this. So what does your former CO have against the Rushwater PD? I don't know. What's her overall objective? I don't know. Who's she working for? Reactor. Great, and what's their objective? Let me guess. This would be quality writing if he just says, I don't know. Who was a fire guy I ran into earlier? He asked after you, by the way. Oh, really? That's nice. No, I don't know who that is. But it's nice, it's nice to be included. Maybe we'll stick to Liv. And how long have you been on this investigation? 3 months. Zan. I'm a clairvoyant with an assault staff. I've never had to solve mysteries before. You need someone with investigative skills. Someone whose career is for a temporary dry spell despite her obvious talent. Hey, I'm hiring if you're interested. I'll take a look at your files after this. Files. Right. Zan. I'll make some. Zan doesn't sound like the cleverest guy. I wasn't sure what sort of personality we were going to be giving him. But I'm kind of glad I went with the gruff approach. Another enforcer, and bad news, no windows. Well, that rules out every strategy I know. See, it's not a comprehensive life plan. Don't worry, I've got this. I can set up a shot that'll knock him flat if he comes my way. Why don't you use that all the time? It's a time thing. You gotta set it up in empty space and hope they walk into it. Why? It's an amethyst-jacketed time crystal. It exists in all places along its trajectory simultaneously. So when you touch it, it's like getting shot in the past, present, future, and a fourth time phase mortals can't perceive. That sounds pretty cool. And that makes you fall down. Makes sense. Breach? Breach. Alright, here we go. So show me this new ability then. Predictive Bolt. Aim a powerful trap for an enemy to walk into. Aim in a direction with no enemy ahead to prepare a shot in the future. You'll fire at the first enemy to cross that line. So it's like doing an Overwatch or something like that, except it actually does much more damage than a usual setup shot would. Okay, fires when a hostile, and they even call it Overwatch, yeah, so it's very much like XCOM. Okay. So can we redeploy? We sure can. So the idea is shoot it here, knock this guy into the line of fire, and then he gets roasted. But we can't open that door? Why can't we open that door? What if we move here? We're going to predictive bolt right down here. Hit 4C to see if this works out. Rewind if not. And then we static blast this guy. Oh, wait a minute. Incoming direct damage is reduced. Doesn't affect damage taken by hitting walls. Bludgeons a target. No. We want to knock a guy. Why can't we... And what is this? What is this thing on the ground? Jen is a storm witch, and her static bolts push enemies rather than damaging them directly. Yeah, so why can't I push this guy? No, that didn't work. That didn't work at all. He ain't gonna... Yeah, he didn't fall for it. Which is why the idea was to get her to come through this door here. Seal this door to stop reinforcements. Turns remaining 3. Heck 'em up, Specimen. Hello, Revenant Novarik. We're being tactical tonight. We're being tactical. Oh, we can spin stuff around too. That's great. Didn't know we could do that. We're being tactical breach wizards. Alright, we need to set up a predictive shot. I would love to redeploy her here, but it appears that we can't. Despite that kind of looking like a way in. Maybe we gotta unlock that door or something first. Whatevs. We'll roll with it. We'll run with it. Let's breach here. And we're gonna have Jen. Jen can move here. What is that thing on the ground? What does that say? What is that supposed to be? So we want to use it to set a trap the enforcer will walk into. Okay, so maybe it's not about knocking him into it. It's just about getting him to walk into it. See, that's showing us the predictive path of the enforcer. So Jen's gonna go here, entice this guy to walk forward. Zan is going to predictive bolt right Whoops. Let's go into predictive bolt right here. And then we'll see if that works out. He walks right into it. What a chump. What a chump. And then we end the turn. Has 2 actions unused? Oh, do we? Yeah, but we can't really do anything with it, so we just want that to happen. And yeah, we end the turn. Heads up, reinforcements. Shoot, we should put a ward on that door. Alright, knock out all enemies and seal all reinforcement doors. So once again, we are going to shoot. We're going to predictive bolt. We're going to see him walk right into it. Awesome. And then, Jen, you can move over here and seal that door. Dunzo. That was technically 3 turns? Okay, okay. All right, good stuff. We are going to run a short ad. We'll be right back after these messages, you guys. And if you get to stick around with Spaceman, then lucky you. We'll be back in like 2 minutes. We're going to start an ad before we head on to the next zone. Don't you love Twitch Turbo? You never have to watch an ad? You get all the benefits of supporting your favorite streamers? I mean, honestly, if there was a better way, like the best way I've found to deal with the ads is by scheduling them. Like before, it used to be, you know, they would just sort of auto run on their own, but I prefer now being able to control when they play, so people don't have to, you know, like come into a stream and see pre-roll ads. Those are no fun, because then you're like waiting around to try and see the stream that you're trying to watch. It's no good. It's no good. In the meantime, I'm going to take a little sip of a drink. That's good drink. On the bright side, it looks like our webs have finally stabilized. No more interruptions. Fantastic. Means there's probably going to be 3 parts to this broadcast, which means I'm going to have to stitch them together. What's the drink of the day? So the drink of the day is a Coca-Cola mixed with some black cherry, what do you call it? Like juice. Black cherry cranberry juice. Gives a nice distinct taste. And I still got a bunch of Coke left over from like Christmas times. It's a Christmas time kind of drink. And I got some water here as well, because you gotta stay hydrated, gotta stay liquidated, gotta stay fluidated. Come on. It's my wizard's brew. It's my mana potion, if you will. It's got all sorts of essential vitamins to keep breaching. Plus, I still got like a whole case of Arizona iced tea that I gotta work my way through. That will be great for, I think, next week sometime, maybe next weekend or the week after. We're probably gonna have the opportunity for another karaoke stream. That'll be fun. We haven't done one of those in a while. It'll be our first one of the year. Wow, fun. Not water. We like a little water. We like a little water as well. Keeps your throat from going sore. All right, looks like we're back, so we can move on to the next zone. All right, we've got 2 breach doors here. but no windows. I don't know, improvise. Knock out all enemies, use the laptop to open the security door. So, we've got the chain bolt, which does 2 knockbacks. If they hit a wall, the remaining knockback is taken as damage, and it ignores armoire. So that's great. We could, conceivably... I want to know if Jen's bolt can go like beow and then turn around and go beow, because if it can... But these guys have names too. They gave a lot of information here. We've got RPD Tracker Craze. We've got RPD Enforcer Santana. And RPD Sharpshooter Easterling. I'm thinking we set up a predictive bolt here for this guy to get knocked into. And then we use Jen's chain bolt to go like beow if it can. We're gonna find out if it can. Alright everybody, breach! Alright, Jen, I'm thinking... Yeah, beow. To beow. Oh wait, can I only choose 2 guys? I say, Can I move and then take cover is the question. I can take cover. Alright, interesting. We'll come back to that. We'll circle back to that. Let's see what Zan can do. If we breach here... Move up in... Oh, geez, that guy was already overwatching? Alright, we can take that guy out. If we do this. Because he gets a little bit of knockback. This guy's going to come for Zan and he's going to take Zan out. Does 3 damage. Alright, that's not what we want to do. Let's rewind just a tad. So what we want to do then... is have Jen move up ends. We're gonna chain bolt multiple targets. So can it only target 2 dudes? That's what we're gonna find out. Maybe. We're gonna breach. We're going to predictive bolt. And we're gonna let this guy walk straight into it. Easy peasy. We're putting together everything that we've learned. Big dubs, right? 1 unused action. We use laptop. And we get on out of here. Very efficient. We got time shenanigans on our side. Alright, this is it. The way out? No. Wait, you haven't been leading us out of here you haven't been leading us out of here this whole time? You haven't been following me, have you? I don't know where I'm going. I've been leading us to the one little thing I need to do before we can leave. You know, we're in a police station where both of us are resisting arrest while it's simultaneously being raided by a team of Black Ops wizards, one of whom can transcend time. Sure, but there's no sense rushing. So where are we headed? This office leads to the holding cell. There's someone there I need to talk to. Maybe we're getting another teammate. You're working a case? Now? Let it out. What does let it out mean? Look, I've been calling myself PI for a year now, and I've been a grand total of 3 cases in the last 2 months. And 2 of them couldn't pay. Shireen Wexler was the last one on my docket, maybe ever. And today I found him 10 seconds after he was shot in the head. By a doctor. Continue ranting, vaguely aware that you might be oversharing, but I'm able to rein it in at this point. Yes, let's do that. I'm too late to save him, and I'm too late to get paid. I've got one last chance to find out why he died, before what we just did makes me a fugitive or a prisoner. And If I don't take it, I'm gonna lose my mind. Sorry, Jen. For a second I forgot what it cost you to save me back there. I won't forget it. I mean, I already did. Inside of an hour. Yeah, so my track record isn't great so far, but I'll try. Whatever you need, I've got your back. Alright, let's do this. What are we about to walk into? A mess. You ready? I was born ready. That's the kind of confidence we need out of our breach wizards. Breach! Okay, what do we gotta do? What do we gotta do? Knock out all enemies. Seal all reinforcement doors. That's the reinforcement door. Use the laptop to open the security door. Gotcha. Okay, we can knock back that guy out the door too. How far can this guy move? I wish I could tell, like, range. Range would be great to know. Maybe this guy hasn't seen us yet. Or... do we... one knockback. Let's operate under the assumption that this guy hasn't seen us breach. Which means we're gonna have Zan go here. Predictive bolt here. Jen. Here. Chain bolt. Bam. Bam. Let's foresee what happens. No one is planning to do anything else this turn. Okay, so they haven't noticed us. Is what I'm getting from it. Alright, now this guy's noticed us. Great. Jan, can you shoot around cover? No, we cannot see that. So we rewind. Jan actually moves right here. And then static blast this guy out the window. We're gonna predictive bolt right here. End of the turn. That guy walks right into it. We're gonna have Jan move right up here, say. Blast out the window. San, you hop on over here. Bolt out the window. And predictive bolt? We can do both? Wow. Because that guy's probably going to try to walk over here and see like, oh, what was all the fuss about? And then he's going to find out. He's going to find out real fast. Boom. Okay. Jen. Cost 1 mana, and we have 0 mana. Okay. I gotta figure out how we get more mana. In the meantime, we can static blast this guy right into the door. Then move to secure that door. Seal the door. Use the laptop. All objectives complete. Rushwater PD holding cells. Alright, we get a new character. Hi, me again. Don't know if you heard, the station's currently being raided by a Spec Ops team. One of whom can transcend time. See, the fact that we have a time wizard would be the perfect conceit for doing like an Into the Breach or FTL type, like how you say roguelike type progression for maps. Maybe once we get past the the story mode. Maybe it opens up into something like that. That would be the smart thing to do. Right, and much of it is on fire. If you tell me why you shot Wexler, I can get you out of here before even more of it's on fire. How? Let's see. Breachcliff ought to do it. If not, 2. And if I don't satisfy your curiosity, you'll leave me here to die? Classy. Oh no, there was a big explosion. What happened? The heck just happened? I think you just met Liv Kennedy. ... I didn't love it. You and me both. Oh, there's all the dudes we knocked at the windows. Reunite with Zan Vesker. Complete. Escape. Alive. Complete. Avoid any long-term consequences. Unclear. Decent tutorial. Just riding the train with all your wizard gear. I don't know. I kind of feel like the aesthetic of this game deserves better than to be like hidden in a little indie Steam game. You know what I mean? I remember seeing like tactical witch artwork in the past as well. Very reminiscent of that. It's a very cool aesthetic. I really dig it. I'd love to see it explored more. Alright, so tell us about this case. Who's Banks? Why did the best spec ops team on the planet just assault a police station to abduct her? Dessa Banks. I caught a glimpse at her police file. Have her pegged as a mob doc for the Druid Mafia. Ah, those Druids. When I found her, she just shot her patient in the head with a .45. If she's not mob, she's definitely missed a pivotal day in med school. So why would Liv Kennedy want her? Was she an especially good doctor? No idea. Your turn. Who is Liv Kennedy? She was my commander in the Navy's Special Forces. She's a chronomancer. She can move on a different time scale to the rest of us. You're dead before you know she's coming for you. Yeah, I got a taste of that. I served with her for 5 years on some nightmare cluster Fs, and I think Liv may be the most dangerous single combatant on this planet. Everyone who saw her work said it was sooner or later. I'm glad she's on our side. Well, now she's not. Now she works for Reactor. What's the story with you two? We ran an extraction on a Druid Mafia smuggling ship back in '89. Oh man, so it's a period piece. You got snared just as they were about to execute the hostage. I had to choose, and I chose the hostage. For years I thought I'd got her killed, and 6 months ago she resurfaces, pulling brutal heists for a PMC. I don't know what she's trying to achieve, but I know I failed her back in '89. If there's some way I can talk her down from all this, I have to try. Doing that gruff voice gets on you after a while. Alright, Reactor Private Military, right? Who's hiring them this time? There's a lot of dialogue, a lot of story in this. Private, but huge. The 9th strongest military in the world, last I heard. If you'd asked me yesterday, I would have said they're the DSR military by another name. I'm a lot of story. What does that even mean? Is that a burn? Is that a zinger? Good one, Revenant. Good one. But if they're sending Liv Kennedy to kill cops on DSR soil, something massive has changed, and I have no idea why. If she's gone off book, all we're looking at is a god-tier operative becoming a serial killer with an unknown agenda. And if not, if today was a reactor-authorized op, this could light the fuse for World War V. Okay, so I have no idea what year or what the world looks like in this setting now. The whole geopolitical landscape of the Southern Hemisphere is going to lurch in ways even I can't predict. We're in the Southern Hemisphere? And I'm a seer. Okay, so we do need to make some files. I have a map. We can work with that. Okay, oh, we got perks. We get experience. Level 0, Navy Seer. 1 perk point, Jen Keller, Freelance Witch. 1 perk point to spend. Spend each character's perk points. So point blank, +2 knockback if used at point blank range. Oh, so we could really send him flying. Or +1 target, strong finish, +2 knockback to final target. I think having an additional target is probably pretty good. Confirm. Outfits? We get outfits? Look, we get outfits. That's great. That's great. We need more outfits, but I appreciate the attempt, you know? That's a good looking one. These look too casual. These ones look too casual. Missions. Okay. Oh, we can replay missions. Choosing your team freely, including wizards you didn't have at the time. Okay. We do not have enough XP. So somehow Jen is a higher level than Zan at this point. What perks could we get though? So +1 damage. Or if the shot fires on your turn, gain +1 mana. Or if the shot knocks someone out, it can be used again this turn. Ooh, that's fun. That's fun. Alright, confirm. We're gonna move on. What is this place? Where are we? A lovely condo, 48 minutes away. Nice picture, nice decor. The winter skin for Jen looked nice. Yeah, the white one. I was looking for, like, are there matching ones that we could, you know, do the whole team in? It seems like there's some darker ones that might work. Well, it's my mom's place. She's a bingo. Alright, well, here's what we need. Your map, a printer, some thumbtacks, and like 40 meters of red string. Yeah, gotta look professional. Like real police. She actually might be the only person I know who has that combination of items lying around. I like her already. Let's get to it. Alright, let's make a board. A schizophrenic board with all sorts of connectors. One connection left to make. Okay, so how does this work? You drag... Oh, this is actually cool. So drag this. Drag this. Okay, bam. There we go. Served under this. Lead strike on. Rushwater PD. 2 connections left to make. Okay. Thessa Banks, deaths, employs, reactor employs, Liv Kennedy. Reacts who abducted. We don't know that. Details. I walked in on Banks right after she shot the mobster I was tracking, Geraint Wexler. According to her file, used to be a surgeon at Rushwater General, dropped off the grid a year ago, mob doc for the Druid Mafia. Liv Kennedy has abducted her. Oh, abducted. I thought it was abducted by. Okay. So yeah, she abducted. There. Okay. Makes sense to me. No rush if you want to rearrange or go over the details, though. No, I think we're good. All right. We've got the lowdown. That's a fun little arrangement mechanic, though. That's fun. All right, so we have no idea why Liv took Banks. At this point, I'd settle for where. Oh, I can answer that. Give me 6 newt bones and a vial of her blood, and I can scry her locations to within 3 meters. Okay, newt bones sounds doable. Yeah, I've got an arrangement with the pet shop downtown. Oh no. Oh no. How do we get hold of her blood? 2 cops. Oh, the cops would have taken it when they booked her. Part of a standard DNA log. It'll be at the evidence lockup at Stone Cliff. Alright, so we're post 89, but we're also post DNA technology. And is that guarded? Heavily, but I know a guy there that owes me. I helped him find his skink last June. As long as they haven't heard about the cluster F at Rushwater yet, I bet I can just ask him. Stone Cliff Evidence Lockup, where Jen knows a guy. We love to know a guy. Okay, I think they heard about the Rushwater thing. Now they get efficient? Okay, we gotta knock out some guy. Alright, what's this? Optional extra goals that boost a wizard's confidence. As in life, confidence is only needed to wear more daring outfits. Ah! So that's how we unlock the outfits. Try for them, but don't stress it. Don't stress it. You can always come back to get them later with any new perks you've unlocked. We vary each level, move the cursor over them to find out what they are this time. Got it. Alright, Zan wants to finish with all team members at full health. Jen wants to defenestrate 2 hostiles with Gale Grenade. We got a Gale Grenade. What's this do? Knockback. Push the unit this many squares if they hit a wall. Very good. Okay. How's about... Let's see. We can add Chain Bolt. Is this guy gonna pop up over this wall? Could he be so bold? How much damage does this do? None. It just knocks back. Okay. 2 knockback. Chain Bolt. Doesn't do damage. Let's look at Zan. What do we got here, Zan? 3 bolt and predictive bolt, so we can do both. Doesn't cost any mana. She's got 1 mana. Once per encounter, so I'd really love... We'd have to get into position, but then we could... maybe knock both these guys out of a window at the same time. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be swell? Wouldn't that be fun? If I drop that here, so you can see how it knocks everybody out. Okay. Interesting, interesting. I think we're actually just gonna have to go... Bip, bap, bam. Oh, I'm not in range. Alright, so in that case, let's move up a bit. If we go bip, bap, still not in range? I can see him, and he can clearly see me. Is it because he's behind a desk? Let's rewind. Jen, what happens if we move right here? Wait, didn't we just do that? Hold on. What happens if we move right here? We get overwatched. And we then... Now we don't see him. Okay. But we can go bip. We can't even bip? We can go bip. So it's just dudes that are in the vicinity. Okay. Bap. Bop. We can do that. It's not wise, though. And we wouldn't finish with everybody at full health. So let's rewind. Let's rethink this. We just gotta get out of range here, and then we can avoid this guy. This guy's on Overwatch. This guy... Ability, launch grenade. Where is he thinking about launching that grenade to? And also, why can't I launch grenades? I'd love to do that. Please and thank you. Alright, here's what I'm thinking. Chain bolt. We're actually going to move you right here so that nobody can see you after you chain bolt these 2 doobers. We're going to grab intel. What's grab intel going to do? Give us extra mana? I'd love some extra mana. And then we'll take cover just in case. Zan, you are going to move right here. Now nobody can see you. You're going to burst this guy, get wrecked, and then we can't really predictive bolt anybody. So we'll just take cover and end the turn. Oh no, we've got grenades. Okay. We gotta get out of here. These guys need to be dealt with. Can we chain bolt them both from here? Looks like we can. That's only going to do 1 damage. But we could have Zan clean up the other one. Or... Defenestrate 2 hostiles with grenades. I think that opportunity has passed us. So let's try this. Nice! Now Zan just has to get away from there. We're going to set up a predictive bolt on the door for when the guy comes through. Can we get you to move? Yeah, we can get you to move. Let's get you to move up here. We got to seal a door. And we'll end the turn. Then look at that, right through the door. Let's seal that door. So Zan gets his bonus. That's great. We have to work towards some new outfits. Fantastic. All right, next room. All right, what are we looking for? A blue folder. Her blood's in a blue folder? No, but her file will tell us where they're storing it. Okay, so grab every blue file, every blue file I see. Yep, unless your time brain lets you read them instantly or something. I can do 1 second of reading, 1 second sooner than I otherwise would. That doesn't sound like it's going to do it. No. Breach. Breach. Alright, what are our bonuses here? Zan wants to let a single teammate perform 2 actions in 1 turn. And Jen wants to deal with all enemies by the end of turn 1. Ooh, that'll be difficult. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. A grenadier, a tracker, tracker, grenadier, yeah? Can I move? I can move. Awesome. Let's see. Can we pan through the... And we can zoom in and out. Great. All right. Getting used to controls. I kind of want Jen to be right near this. So let's redeploy you to here. I'm going to have you breach here. Alright, we move, say, here, and toss a gale grenade right here. Right here? Ooh. Didn't really do a whole lot. That's a shame. Then we could static bolt. Take that guy out. Take that guy out, or move that guy over at the very least. We could hit a bunch of guys. That's right, because we can hit 3. We could take out the grenadier. Let's do that. And now let's grab intel. We're gonna breach. Time boost, hold on. Give action points to the target, okay. Throw at an ally to give them 1 extra action. Ah. Zan wants to let a single teammate perform 2 actions in 1 turn. Okay, so now we're about to figure out the limits of the predictive bolt. So check this out. If I move to here, if I time boost Jen, and then I let Jen chain bolt again, but first I gotta set up my predictive bolt. I want it right here. Then if Jen can do a chain bolt, here to here to here, that does do it, and I got a Chivo! Cause predictive bolt to fire before you hit 4C. I got a Chivo for that. Awesome. And that covers both of these. Look at that. Big dubs, right? Big brain on the Spaceman. That's why I gotta wear a helmet to keep my brain so safe and snug. Alright, we end turn. These guys pop in like, what's up? What's all this then? We gotta seal 2 more doors. We can static blast this guy. Then move to here and seal the door. Meanwhile, Zan costs mana to do that. Okay. We could just do damage. I mean, we could just do damage. Pew pew pew. Then move. And pick up some intel. And then, presuming this guy is going to come around the outside, you just line up the shot. Oh no! We got snuck-up-ons. They snuck up on us. Okay. Jen can't really do a whole lot from her position here. So here's what I'm thinking. Wizard, you are going to bolt this guy back. Jen is going to... We can't get both of these guys, can we? No, we cannot. We can only get one. So instead, we're just going to static blast. Then we're going to time boost Jen, so that Jen can do the exact same thing again. Bam! Now, can we move to the door? We sure can, and we seal the door. Pretty solid gameplay. Big cranium flex. Yeah, we're flexing those big brains. And we gotta get the intel. There we go. Alright. Zone, clear. Defeat every enemy on pillars in 1 turn. 1 turn wonder. Wow, got another Chivo. We love Chivos. Where are you going? Both these overpasses lead to the next building. We can do it in tandem. Okay, but you get shot the moment you walk through that door. Oh, a good note. Let me breach first. I can take care of it from my side. See, this is why you want a wizard on your team. Ah, see, you see? Yes, now you see. Okay, and we gotta open each other's doors. Alright, Zan, breach. We're going to bolt. Out the window. Swell. We're going to move. We're going to predictive bolt, because I want to see what happens when the door opens. Jan, you're going to breach. We're going to open this door for our friendly neighborhood wizard. Oh, that did work. Okay, so as soon as it becomes visible. That's killer. What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? That's another breach. We gotta breach that door. Okay, these are breach doors. Zan wanted to cause before the 4C phase. Jen wants to defenestrate 3 hostiles in 1 turn. Defenestrate. Verb. 1. Throw out of a window. Thank you, game. Thank you for reminding us what defenestrate means. Alright, how could we get more dudes knocked out of more windows? By doing something here, probably. Let's see here. Can we move? We can't. Can we move? We can't, so we're done. We're ready to breach. We're ready to breach. I'm thinking predictive bolt here. We breach. That will walk right into it. That's ideal. We end the turn. Jen, into position, grab some intel. Alright, it looks like we're gonna have to run it ad. Let me just snooze that for now. We can run that in a few minutes. Might be able to knock both those guys out the window. From here, we're gonna have to see. Jen is gonna breach. We're gonna chain bolt. 1, 2, 3. Positively smashing. Gale grenade? Interesting, interesting. That guy would go out the window. Zan ain't got no grenades on him. I wonder if we can outfit our team with different equipment at some point. I'm thinking, what if we time boost Jen? We haven't got eyes on both of these guys, unfortunately. And we can't move again. Let's rewind that. Looks like we might just have to... We'll wait till next turn, so we can position better. So if we go here... Chain bolt this guy into this guy. See that play out. Okay, that's good. And then we can grenade. It's not ideal, but it at least sets us up to do this. Point blank. Bam! Out the window. And turn. Let's set ourselves up for the next breach. See, I'm sure there must have been a way for us to use that grenade to get all 3 dudes in one go. Maybe we'll get that on the replay at some point. Okay, take out this guy, take out that guy, maybe even take out that guy, all with Jen. Let's see this play out. Chain bolt, here, here, here. Yeah, we got it. Alright, and Zan, you get to breach. Let's have you move to... Oh, we can't move? We can't have you move? Well, alrighty then. I guess we just end the turn. Alright, Zan, up to here. Burst on the wall. Jen. Oh, we're at a range of the... Shoot. Alright, we'll just move you here, predictably then. If we move you here, can we... Yeah, static blast like that. Right up against the desk. Seal that door. Use that laptop. And that should be it, yeah? Nice. Very clean. Found Banks. She was between Jubba and Hiddlesbottom, logically. We've all found ourselves there. This says her blood samples in Fridge 5, Room 304. So one floor up. Great, let's go. We're gonna go raid the fridge, you guys. And you guys should all go raid the fridge as well. Go get yourself a snack, go get yourself a drink, because we are gonna take what we call a break. We're gonna take an ad break, and then we're gonna be back in a couple minutes, and we're probably gonna finish up the end of this mission before we call it a night. So don't go nowhere. The Vector Spaceman show continues right after this. Aren't you fortunate? Aren't you fortuitous to find yourself not watching an ad? Because you were so wise, you were so forward-thinking, you were so... Well, you used your own little predictive bolt, didn't you? You knew that supporting the Vector Spaceman show and or Twitch Turbo, or getting lucky and just not getting an ad, was the way to be. We'll be predictive in our own little way. Yes, sir. We're gonna check over on Twitch and see who we're gonna be raiding tonight. Who would be fun to raid? Zungi's doing some art. The Game Grotto is playing... Oh, get out of town. Game Grotto's playing Pico Park 2. We're probably gonna go check those guys out. Cherry's doing some karaoke. That's always fun. Oh man, Radia's playing Helldivers with Sigrid and Adora. Fun, fun, fun. We did a big Pico Park collab once with a whole bunch of other space-themed streamers. And it went smashingly. It was so frustrating, just the controls and what have you. But at the same time, such a lovely experience. I wouldn't trade it for the world. We found, common cause in that rage, in that frustration. I imagine that the sequel, Pico Park 2, can only live up to the hype. Oh, speaking of collabs, though, we are going to be appearing over on friend of the show, a Space Buffoons channel. On Friday, we're going to be doing a little, collab stream with like 7 other streamers. Friends of Buffy, friends of our show as well. We're going to be playing some action-packed kart racing. We're going to be playing some Garfield kart. Won't that be fun? I've been doing a little practice, getting my runs in, doing some circuits. And my assessment has been that it is definitely not Mario Kart. it would like to be, it aspires to be, but it's struggling. It's lacking in a few departments. You'd think there'd just be, a cool generic kart racer that streamers could play without having to shell out money for a Switch. Alas, we make do. Speaking of things that we do, we're going to get back into the game here. Check it out. We are continuing our mission. Alright, you brought the newt bones. I don't leave the house without 6 to 20 newt bones. Okay, so where is she? We're doing a location spell. She is about 100 meters east. Did you perform the spell 100 times too small? Nope, she's in the next building. And what's that? Controlled substances, I think. Why would they break her out of one police station just to take her to another? I don't know. Want to go find out? After I realign some time crystals? Yes. Alright, realign those crystals. Let's go. Steve, you're sure this is every gram of blue you have? Yep. Every seizure in the DSR ends up here. Alright, Bori, light it up. All will burn. Man, Bori loves his job. In very mild fire. It is not mild fire, that's a total misnomer. I should not have to take this from a traffic cop. I'm a traffic warlock and you're a failed arsonist. I'd like to see you untangle the M6 Spaghetti Junction with some lukewarm flames. Oh, I get it, so it's not wildfire, it's mild fire. I gotcha. Much as I'd love to hear where this clash of the intellectual titans goes, we have a ride to catch. Steve, stick around and make sure your cop pals don't put this out. Bori, bring Banks. Well, that raised a lot more questions than it answered. Is Liv's team burning mana? Why? We sniff. Not for the smell, I'm guessing. Why do the Rushwater PD even have this much mana? Street value, this must be billions. So mana is a controlled substance. That's an interesting narrative choice. They're supposed to destroy it all at the end of every month. Maybe defense told them to. I've heard of states stockpiling it on QT. No one has a military use for it yet, but they're all scared someone's gonna find one. That was the fire guy I was telling you about. Oh, right. I do remember him now. So when I said fire guy earlier, you didn't think of the guy you know who's permanently on fire? You meet a lot of colorful characters in this line of work. I believe it. This is like working amongst cosplayers. Aren't you unemployed? That's what I mean. So who is he? Bori Kesh, the less lethal pyromancer. How does that work? I think his flames are like quite hot, but not fire hot, you know? Like you can't go on about your day, but it's more of an aloe vera situation than an impromptu cremation. You look like you want to ask something. Who's the guy in the Dayglow robe? Ugh, that's Steve. Steve Clark, traffic warlock. I keep running into him on my cases, and I always forget what a slimy prick he truly is. Wow, Jen. Shoot. Get effed, Steve. Can we take him? In our sleep. But just to be safe, let's do it while we're awake. Then let's go. Reach! Alright. Steve is the worst. Steve sucks. All my homies hate Steve. Let's take him out. Okay, knock out all enemies. Seal all reinforcement doors. Zan wants to finish with everyone at full health. Jen wants to defend a state. Steve Clark, traffic warlock. Well, we can do that, right? Ability, Crush Hour, sends forth a spectral motorcade of ghost riders that hits everyone in the red zone, then returns to the underworld pending traffic conditions on the 7th Circle Junction. Okay. Did we just rush the reinforcement doors then? Maybe that's the way to go. Or do we Gale Grenade to push him? And then use our Static Blast. 1 use per turn. Doesn't cost an action. Okay, so it's not an action, which means that we can't give an extra move. Alright, that's interesting to consider. We can get out of the way of the spectral cars. So let's do that. Let's move. And let's move. Tap, 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 tap. Now, can we chain bolt? That's going to move over by 1 unless Static Blast, move over by 1 and hit. Let's see how this plays out. If we grenade right there, Oh, that's interesting. It moves this all in the way as well. Okay. And then we... Static blast. That's 2, but it's going on an angle. We can do damage to Zan in order to redirect a chain bolt. That is interesting. But we want to finish with everybody at full health, so let's not do that. Instead, we are going to predictive bolt. With Zan, so whoever comes out of this door here gets roasted. No, we'll rewind. We will grab intel first, and then we will predictive bolt. I guess we may as well do some damage, right? Get effed, Steve. So we're gonna see, yeah, ghost cars. We're gonna end the turn. Sure. That guy gets smoked. Ah, see, now this would be the perfect place to have our grenade again. Alright, we can chain bolt. If we go here to here, that takes them both out. Let's do that. Cast. Blam! Now we're going to move up to the door, and we're going to seal that door. We're going to grab intel, and then we're going to seal that door. Zan, what can you do? What can you do that's very impressive? We can move you to here. No, let's rewind. I don't want to get hit by cars. So we're going to move you to here. I also don't want to take out the traffic warlock without knocking him out the window. Without knocking him out the window seems like the play here. Let's see what happens. I'm cool with that. Guy comes out. Ah, he got further away from the window. Alright, we gotta move him 1, 2, and 1. Jen, how far can you move? You can get up there. How far can this guy move? He can move over here. So can I move through enemies? I can. Interesting. Alright. And again, Okay, I think the play here then. So we static blast this guy with Jen. We're gonna have Jen move up here. Eventually we will knock this guy to this window to get knocked out by Zan. Zan right now is gonna seal the door. Next turn I think we have it. I think we've got it. Oh, there was another guy! Okay, Jim, what can you do? You can chain bolt to here and to here. And then we can move you out of this guy's range. Let's try that. Bam! We're gonna 3-bolt burst this guy out the window. We got another Chivo for that. Fantastic. This guy got knocked. So now what can we do? We're presuming that this guy is going to go after Jen. So we're going to have Zan go here and predictive bolt this door. We end the turn. He walks into it. He gets absolutely clocked. Jen seals the door. Zan picks up some mana. We've got all the intels. Oh no, we missed an intel, but that's fine. I think it's just for picking up extra mana. They both get more confidence. And that's a heck of a level. I like that one. Oh, we got brooms? We egress on brooms? Steal a murderer's blood, use it to track them down, defeat Steve Clark, police warlock in combat, defeat him in conversation. Well, he certainly has some difficult self-examination to do in the days and weeks to come. It's a humorous little game as well. I'm liking it. Okay, we can upgrade stuff. We got our level 1 Zanvesker now. I like their little tool tables, right? Once per turn, when a teammate uses their standard attack, take a free shot at that target. Interesting, I like that. Aim a powerful trap for an enemy to walk into, but we can, if the shot knocks someone out, it can be used again this turn. Nice. If the shot fires on my turn, gain +1 mana. What do we want here? +1 damage might be nice. When a teammate uses their standard attack, take a free shot at that target. I think we're just going to go for +1 damage because that's probably going to be very useful. 1 perk refund available? No. We confirm. I didn't say go to the next cutscene, I just said confirm. Didn't like that guy. Right? Steve is always an a-hole. He's never actively thrown a ghost car at me before. New low. When we get back, can you scry again to find out where they took Banks? Oh, no need. Blood scrying updates in real time for up to 36 hours. Shoot, that's impressive. Can't beat blood for utility hexes. Where is she now? North by 80 kilometers already? Is that possible? Is she moving? Give me a sec. Yes, extremely yes. God, like 400 meters since you asked. They've got a chopper. Of course they've got a chopper. We need to get to the chopper. Man, chasing a multi-billion-dollar PMC's best operatives by public transport is surprisingly hard. Where do you think they're headed? Libely. Reactor is a black site west of Aldo. Nice quiet place where they can do what they want to prisoners like Banks. And I guess we're going to Libely. Yeah, in like 14 hours when the next ferry leaves. Can we stay at your mom's place tonight? Yeah, she'd love that. Should be back by bingo now, actually. Back to Mars for a nice cup of tea. Baller. Oh, lordy, you didn't tell me we were having company, Zan. I would have cleaned. God, what must you think, Duck, that I live in filth? Actually, I think it's lovely, Miss Vesker. This is Jen. Do you remember I mentioned her? You know I don't remember my own name half the time, Duck. Lovely to meet you, though, Jen. Can I get you a brandy? Or something stronger? Nice to meet you, too, Mrs. Vesker. Oh, please, call me Benna. Now, how long will you kids be staying? Just the night, if that's okay, Ma. Of course, love. This guy's got white hair, big beard. This lady must be 120. Where are you off to tomorrow? Libely. Oh, how wonderful. Oh, you must take Jen to the Naval Museum in Aldo, you remember, where I used to take you on your birthday? Oh, she'd love it, Zan. We're there to stop a team of Black Ops wizards torturing a hostage and starting World War V, Ma. I'm not sure there'll be time for the museum. Oh, we can make time. Oh, it's such a lovely country, Jen. Not like here. Did you and Dad flee for your lives because a pharma corps tried to kill him for whistleblowing? Well, every country has its problems, Duck. Have you been, Jen? I have. Actually, it's where Zan and I met when I did my mandatory tour. Oh, so you know. Lovely. I expect she's told you his origin story. I expect he's told you his origin story. Zan winces. That's not what we call it, Ma. And I'm sure she doesn't want to. Absolutely want to hear your origin story. All right, so we're gonna get some background info on Zan. Don't we have a map to update? I saw your map. It's lovely to see you doing crafts again. Glad someone finally used those wretched thumbtacks. I bought that box in 1943, and I've scarcely made a dent. Ah, what's it about? All right. There's no easy way to say this, Miss Vesker, but your son is terrible at filing. I had a system. I just never got around to making the system. Ah, you've got your father's spirit, Zan. That's sweet. No, he had a terrible spirit. Just an awful spirit. Oh, well, I'm sorry. That man would give up on anything. I once saw him give up on a spoon. Slipped out of his hand and he just left it there. Ate pudding with his fingers. Flimsy soul, too. Alright, we gotta update a map here. So Steve Clark takes orders from Liv... no, that's not right. Takes orders from Liv Kennedy. Ori Cash takes orders from Liv Kennedy. This is seized street mana. Unlocking your craft tends to happen when a life-threatening situation brings it out of you. Ah, traumatic events. If you're not willing to wait for one, why not create it yourself? 10 grams of street mana and a shot of absinthe is a simple, wildly expensive recipe for a huge risk of brain damage or death. Beryllium calcite activates the craft center of the brain, and some people unlock a temporary power while the high lasts. It's not permanent though, and when you don't know what your power is, there's a whole range of ways to die finding out. Cut it with MDMA or acid and you've got street mana. It's a misnomer. The few who can get hold of beryllium sell it to trust fund kids at mansion pool parties, or money men by private courier, millionaires who think they're invincible, mad that there's a type of power they don't have yet. The stockpile at Stonecliff must be years of seizure. Why didn't they destroy it? More to the point, why did Liv? Hello, Mackenzie and friends! How are you guys doing? Welcome to the program. Little audio switch here. King is dead. The king is dead. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. Also, hi Teeny. Hi Teeny. Nice to see you there. What happened to the king? Not Elvis. Or hold on, which king are we talking about here? Are we talking about King Chuck? King Charles? Are we talking about who are we talking about here? Oh, Warlock Foxfire. Our latest and greatest space cadet. Hello. A Goblin King. Those are like some of the coolest kings. Also, hello you guys. Hold on, let me switch over here. Dark Red Psycho 92, our latest and greatest space cadet. Welcome to the program. Hi you guys, I'm Vector Spaceman and this is the Vector Spaceman Show. We broadcast live from right here at Harbor Station. We are a self-made, space-themed VTuber. We do fun stuff like games and collabs and art and music and karaoke stuff, and we even do our super special long-form animated VTuber content with myself and a whole cast of wonderful extras. We're even always looking for background extras to put in our different skits and specials and shorts and what have you, so you could always check us out over on, how you say, Twitter and Blue Sky and YouTube and stuff like that, because we're always putting out little notices, looking for new friends to join in the fun. I saw you had to raid ya. Well, thanks so much, Mackenzie. Sorry about the goblin. That's rough. That's rough. He died and my OC became the new Goblin King. Well, that's kind of a, you know, silver lining, isn't it? At least we've got a new Goblin King to worship. You know, it's hard to stay up to date with the Goblin Royals, but we make an attempt. We do our best. Rip the Goblin King, long live the new Goblin King. What were you guys actually doing tonight? Here, we'll do a little shout out for Mackenzie Friends of the show, if you're not already following Mackenzie, do yourself a favor, improve your station in life, get better smelling breath, get glossier fur, get improved test scores by following Mackenzie today. Keeney's a fan. Oh, it was D&D. Okay, so that's very creative. That's very fun. We're doing a sort of fantasy-themed stream tonight as well. So we're actually playing a game that came out back during the summer. It's called Tactical Breach Wizards. It's our first time playing tonight. And it's all about tactical positioning. It's kind of like games like XCOM or Into the Breach or, you know, other top-down positional combat games. It's pretty fun. We're knocking lots of dudes out of windows. We're slinging spells. We're picking up mana. We're investigating crimes. We're doing our best. One of your closest friends right there. We're a big fan of Mackenzie, visually and performatively. I like Mackenzie's model. I think it's very, very cool. Very cartoony. You know we're a big fan of the cartoony style VTubers. And so thanks again for the raid, Mackenzie. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Stick around or go take care of yourself, whatever you got to do. Thanks for bringing your friends along. I hope that we can entertain you guys for a little bit. We're probably only going to be online for, oh shoot, not much longer. But we are going to be passing the stream along to some other great friends of the show. We're going to be raiding as well. So we'll keep the party going on your Tuesday, this lovely Tuesday evening in January. Happy New Year, by the way, to everybody. This first week of 2025. Hope you guys are all living out your 2025 dreams. Hope you're making good on all of your 2025 New Year's resolutions, if you've got any. Is it a year to buckle down and get artistic? Is it a year to get swole, hit the gym? Whatever it might be, we hope you're doing well. Or maybe you're just, you know, still kicking back and enjoying some leftover, you know, holiday Christmas time treats and what have you. That's perfectly fine as well. Spaceman's been in that boat, that's for sure. All right, so check this out, you guys. We're going to switch back over to the big screen here. Roll call, Maestro. Nice. Welcome to the show. I see you there. You are perceived. And thanks for the hydrate and the stretch. In fact, everybody, let's all take a moment. Let's hydrate. Let's stretch. Let's take a drink. Glug, glug, glug. Ah, that's good water. And let's take a big stretch. And stretch the other way. And stretch the other way. Ugh. Good to stay. Gotta stay limber, you know? You know? Ah, thank you for that. Ooh, Koro wants some knuckles. Okay. So this is, some people might not recognize what the Knuckles Redeem is all about, because we put a misleading image on it. So the Knuckles, everybody, if you have sensitive ears, always be forewarned, we're going to do a little knuckle cracking here. So we're going to turn down the volume, and we're going to get right up close near the mic, and we're going to do this a few different ways. So first volley. This is just your general knuckle roll. Here it is. Ooh, that's good knuckle roll, isn't it? Now here's the thing. We're going to flip it around to the back side and we're going to crack those tips. Here it goes. Left side, strong side. Ooh, that's good crackage. How about the right hand, Spaceman? Can you give us one of those? Absolutely. Here it comes. Ooh, that's good popping. All right, now I think we got a little something left in the thumbs. Here we go. A quick 1-2, huh? Yeah, that's good stuff. All right, what else can we do here? I think it's time to crack out the elbows. Here we go. This is a special one. Not everybody can do this, but this is our specialty, all right? Because our elbows got crushed years ago. Now we can pop them out like this. So, left side. Here it goes. Yes, it's a delightful sound. I got to get it right up next to the mic. Here it comes. Let me know if this comes through. Oh, that's nice. Big twisting pop. Here's the right side. Here it comes. Ah, that one wasn't as good, but we got a little bit out of it. You like that, Maestro? I'm glad. There's a lot of people who can't stand the sound of knuckle cracking. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. But that's why I always give a little warning beforehand. You may now adjust your volume back to standard levels. Yeah, and in another 15 minutes or so, we should probably be able to do that again. Just gotta let the air build up again, you know, before we let it all out. I have to be careful about where and when I crack them too. Some just don't like it, but I think it's grand. It's so relieving, the feeling, just to do it, you know? Personally, my vector space mother absolutely hated the sound of it when I was growing up, so I always had to, you know, watch where and when I was doing it. Alright, you guys, here's what we're gonna do. We are going to put my gaming hands back on, and we're gonna head back on over to the big screen. We're in the middle of a little exposition dump. This game is surprisingly, like, story heavy. I thought it was gonna be more like mission based, but there's a lot of backstory going on here. So check it out. We're gonna introduce you to the world of Tactical Breach Wizards. So right now, we are making connections. We're doing a little detective work. Gecko, how are you doing? Howdy, Vector Spaceman. Howdy, Gecko. How are you doing, Gecko? Happy New Year to you, too. Gecko's my favorite gecko. Is this because Gecko's the only gecko that we know? Possibly, possibly. But Gecko is one of the people I was mentioning earlier who has done background work for us in some of our specials in the past, so we appreciate that. Oh, Jotun's coming in. All right, this is getting ridiculous. All right, I was all ready to freaking end the stream, and now we got raiders coming in. Viking raid. All right, let's do this again. Let's head back to the main screen. Hi, you guys. Welcome to the show, the Vector Spaceman Show, with me, your host, Vector Spaceman. How are you doing, Jotun? What were you up to tonight? I want to give a big shout out to Jotun Red Wolf. Big shout out. Jotun Red Wolf. Bada bing, bada bam. What were you doing tonight? Were you having fun? Were you living out your dreams? No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. We love having friends. What flavors are the slushy machines? Oh man, let me make sure this works. We're gonna go back behind. Let me get ready here. We're gonna go bada. Welcome to Harbor Station. With me, your custodian, Vector Spaceman. We've got 3 different flavors on tap right here. Gecko, we've got Astro Orange, we've got Lunar Lime, and Blue. We also have Blue. Those are your choices. So take your pick. You can also mix and match them. Blue is a pretty solid choice. We find that a lot of people enjoy blue. How much for an orange? Well, it's... Oh, look at this. Chase Ordonis, our latest and greatest space cadet. Thanks so much for joining the crew. How much for an orange? All the same price. Let's say 2 space bucks. 2 space dollars. 2 whole space dollars. Can you pay channel points for slushies? Absolutely you can. So actually, something really cool about the slushie machine is technically we can like alter the like slushy levels, and that was something that for the longest time I was thinking like, okay, we should put that into like a redeem. Leech please. Lich really, our latest and greatest space cadet. How you doing? Welcome to the show, the Vector Spaceman Show, with me, your host, Vector Spaceman. Thanks for joining. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. Hope everybody's having a good time. Whether you came with Mackenzie and friends, or whether you came in with Jotun Red Wolf and friends, or you're just joining us, you know, off the cuff, completely random, we're glad that you're here. Hunter, nice to see you. You got a Space 50, will that work? I might have to run it under the light, you know, check it out, make sure that it's all good. But I think we can accommodate. But yeah, that's something that I wanted to do is we should be able to make channel points control the level of the slushy machine so that it like lowers as people buy it. That'll be something that we try to do in this new year. Finally get that implemented. 3 blues. All right, 3 blues for Hunter, and Hunter can share. Hunter can share with whoever he wants. And the rest of you guys, you can fill up your own. But yeah, that's a fun little thing to do, is come behind the desk here. Always nice, always fun. Let's head on back out to the main screen. We're going ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. And we go back to the station. And we go ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Here we are. Can I reset myself, please and thank you? There we go. Ah, that's fun stuff. Oh, everybody's hydrating. We'll take another drink. Jotun's giving us another stretch. You guys, let's all stretch. And if we really want to stretch, then let's go. We'll T-pose. We'll T-pose as we stretch. Astra Mixin. What you mixin' tonight? Welcome to the show. You gotta water your space plants, yes. Otherwise you get stiff like me, stuck in this T-pose. Anyways, we've been doing pretty good tonight. We've been knocking dudes out of windows. We've been playing some Tactical Breach Wizards, which is a very, very cool game. Just came out this past summer. A lot more lore heavy than I expected, like a lot more single player. Well, I mean, I expected it to be single player focused, but like a lot more narrative driven. Like there's a heavy amount of dialogue. That's great. Glad your stream is going well. It is going well, and I hope you were having fun tonight as well. Oh, my sin, my sad, my bad, my bad, Astra. Astra is fine. We'll go by Astra. I thought my mixin. What are we mixing up? My sin. Gotcha. Astromycin. See, it's hard when you just gotta read names. When that's all you gotta go on. Alright, you guys, I'm excited to show off the last little bit of the game that we're playing tonight. Tactical Breach Wizards. It's like XCOM. I've been calling it, like, they should have called it HexCom. Like, that's a perfect setup. That's a layup right there. But it's all about positional combat, slinging spells, knocking dudes out of windows. It's very, very cool. Check this out. We're going to go back to the big screen. Let me put my hands on. Put my gaming hands on. There we go. And we go back to the screen. Bow. So not only are we Tactical Breach Wizards, but we're also doing some kind of detective work. And this is a fun little screen. We get to make connections between stuff that's going on. Seized mana is being stored at the lockup. What else do we have to connect? Ma's place. Oh yeah, Borikesh burned down the lockup. Okay. Move him out like that. Oh, he didn't burn down that? Oh, he burned down the police department. That's what happened. That wasn't right either? What did he burn down? Borikesh totally burned. Oh, burned the mana. That was it. Okay. At the police department. Defenestration is the key to success. I've never had more fun knocking dudes out of windows. So excited for Dynasty Warriors Origins. Can't wait to relive the crowd control war and pursuing the mighty Lubu. Man, I remember playing old school Dynasty Warriors on like the original PlayStation when I was just a wee little spaceman. Just a wee little space lad even. And just nothing ever hit quite the same in terms of like that mass crowd combat. Dynasty Warriors 3 was your first? Was Dynasty Warriors 3 the first one that you could create your own character? Because I remember that was big. And I used to love doing that. No, I remember those early games. I don't know how many entries they have in the series now. I kind of fell off of that one because I never owned my own like PlayStation. Never had a PS1, never had a PS2, never had a PS3 or a 4 or a 5. I was always just playing it at friends' houses. But I always used to love doing that. That one, and what was the samurai version? It was like Orochi Warriors or something like that. Wasn't it all made by the same studio? But yeah, they just nailed that mass combat. Get in there and mess up a whole bunch of dudes. Samurai Warriors, that was it. Koi Tecmo, yes. Oh, and there you go, Warriors Orochi. That was the one I was thinking of then. That was the one I was thinking of. Specific kind of itch, definitely. I always used to play as the fellow with the two tonfa. Sunsei. That was my guy. That was my guy. And then they just kept adding more and more characters. Bunch of them that I would not recognize now. But Lubu's a big one. We'll always remember Lubu. All my homies love Lubu. Or hate Lubu, depending on how we feel about Lubu. Fact is, we don't have strong opinions about Lubu. But we recognize Lubu. And that's enough. Samurai Warriors, and there was also Warriors Orochi, which I think is... Yes, we've covered that. We're all on the same page. Oh no, it's Lubu! And I remember there was a... Shoot. Now I might be getting it wrong. No, I can't remember enough about it to make a point. No, I can only remember like a handful of the characters. The way I found out they were based off actual people way later after I stopped playing them. So I had friends who were like big into like East Asian culture, like Japan and China and what have you. So by the time I got introduced to the series, they were all like, oh yeah, did you know that this is actually, you know, Romance of the Three Kingdoms, and it's a Chinese novel, and it's based on these real dudes in this war in ancient China, and yada yada yada. I was like, cool. Very cool. And it was very cool. And I felt wizened. I felt learned. I remember researching about a Zhou Yun. He was also a pretty boss. Trying to think if there was ever a case where I was like astounded to find out that something was based on real events. In like games or films or TV or something like that. Can't really think of any. Because yeah, Dynasty Warriors would be a big one because it doesn't really... It's not like they put a, you know, based on real events at the start of the game or something like that. Or if they did, then I definitely glossed over it. But I imagine the series has inspired a number of, you know, easy topics for world history reports. Vis-a-vis, you know, nerds. Being like, I'm gonna do my assignment on this. Warring States China. I know all about that. And then you find out that they weren't actually, you know, doing crazy wuxia fighting and stuff like that, and throwing, you know, key attacks all over the place, Musou abilities and what have you. And then suddenly history becomes very boring again. Ah, shucks. All right, here's the black site that we're going to be headed to. Okay. Gotta ask Zan for his input. So we've got two principal characters right now. Zan, the wizened old gruff wizard. Your spell said Banks was headed north, right? To their black side, I bet. Yeah. We gotta click on this? What do we gotta do? Zan thinks this is where they're taking Banks, and the direction I feel them heading backs it up. Okay, one connection left to make. What connection do we have left to make? Ah, Dessa Banks was taken to the black site. There we go. Hey, that all makes sense to me. No rush if you want to rearrange or go over the details. So no, we're good. We'll move on. So here's our main two characters, Zan and Jan. Jan's some kind of hedge witch, and Zan is some kind of Navy seer. Get it? He's a state-employed wizard. You're out of brandy, so I made tea. Do you really want the story? It's longish. Okay, he's gonna give us some background on his stuff. Maybe we skip that for now so I can show you guys some gameplay. Are they named after the Wonder Twins? Oh, I didn't actually catch that. I don't know if they are. Good night, have a great rest of your stream, time for bed. All right, take care, Chase. Thanks for joining the crew. Hope you have a great evening. Hope we get to catch you again real soon. Yeah, they are actually wizards. So these are like tactical, like Spec Op Wizards is what's going on here. And it's a very cool conceit. Aesthetically, I'm digging it. Let's skip Zan's little backstory for now. And I'll get to show you guys some of this in action. First ferry to Libely, 95 minutes late. We're on our way. So my contact got back to me. She knows a guy who delivers supplies for Reactor, which is this evil organization that we're up against. He's gonna let us ride in with a shipment of bathroom supplies. And stuff. Always ride in style. So this is Jen, she's much more laid back. Sort of a pseudo-detective, wizard for hire. If we do stop World War V, again, I'm not entirely sure yet of the sort of backstory that's been set up for this world. We're kind of just along for the ride. Hope someone gives us a lift home. Banks hasn't moved, which fits with her being held at the black site. So Banks is some other kind of doctor or something working for some sort of druid mafia. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on that we got introduced to in the opening tutorial. But this is a person who's been kidnapped and we're trying to retrieve her because she might know something about Zan's former commander who has gone rogue. That's what's going on. Black magic ops, absolutely. It is an interesting assortment of deliverables, you're absolutely right. Alright, I keep snoozing the ad, but eventually we are going to have to run one. Just as a heads up. Alright, if she's still there, Liv's still there. My gut says they need her for something. Yeah, so Liv is Zan's former commander who's gone off the grid and gone rogue. If you're right about the stakes of this, we need to get there yesterday. I feel like we moved about 4 inches in 2 hours. Yeah, this is torture. I'm gonna find somewhere to kip. Alright, give us a fight. Give us something to do. This is the chats menu. Optional conversations that can be played at any time. Okay, let's move on. Thank you, game. Zan's brain. Bear with it. Okay, so Zan went and got some sleep. Looks like this is this real? What's going on? Hi? Hi. Oh wait, you really here? Explain where here is, and then ask me again. Shoot, sorry. I think you're in my dream. This happens sometimes. My foresight runs wild while I'm asleep. I can drag in other casters if they're dreaming too. Right, so Zan's main gimmick in the game is that he can see a little bit into the future, which is how they give us the gameplay conceit of being able to telegraph what the enemies are going to do. And that's very clever. I'm very on board for that. Gonna need some clarity on runs wild. Well, okay, it runs combat drills. Combat's where I use it most, so that's what it knows. So this is actually a perfect way to introduce the gameplay to you guys, because it's some sort of simulation. So we're about to fight a completely meaningless battle? Yeah, sorry. I can kill you if you'd like. That'll probably wake you up. Nah, I'm good. I could use a practice, to be honest. Don't get shot at much in a typical private investigation. Yeah, they're not bad for building confidence. Alright, let's breach. So at the start of every round, we breach, and then we gotta do stuff. So, like I said earlier, the main goal of the game is to, like, knock dudes out windows. So, in this little simulation, this yellow stuff is probably what counts for a window. This is an air canister. Causes 3 knockback to all adjacent targets if damaged. Okay, so that's very cool. So if we damage that, might knock this guy, this guy, this guy, but we also have a traffic warlock that we would not want to knock out. So can we chain bolt? Knocks them back 3. Might still get both. So can we go bam, bam, bam? Yeah, we can. Okay, and can we get Zan up in here? If we move here, if we burst this canister, he gets knocked out. Awesome, that's very good. And then we can use our time boost ability to give Jen an extra action, which will let her static blast this guy. Oh, wait a minute. Are we out of range? Oh, it's because Zan's in the way. Okay, so we gotta move. Then we can static blast this guy right out the window. So Zan does damage with his attacks. He can also give people extra attacks, but Jen basically just does positioning stuff. So her attacks move people around, and Zan does a lot more of the direct damage. But we can get lucky sometimes where, like in that round, we didn't have to do any damage whatsoever. We just knocked everybody out of windows. Right out of there. And that's pretty cool. Yeah, there's usually a bit more to him than that. Want to do another? Let's do another. But first, unfortunately, we are going to have to run a bit of an ad. You guys might get lucky, and you might get to not have an ad play because you've only been here for a few minutes. But we do have to run it, otherwise Twitch is going to run it automatically, and we hate when that happens, so we want to at least control where and when it plays. So we will be back in just a few short minutes here at the Vector Spaceman Show. We're going to go back to the main screen in the meantime, just to chill, just to sort of hang. And anybody who's got Twitch Turbo or is a subscriber to the channel or just gets lucky, you get to chill with us for a couple minutes. So go grab a drink, something like that. We're not going to progress further in the game without you. We'll be back right after this. Don't go nowhere because the Vector Spaceman continues in just a few short minutes. Bye-bye. All right, and we let that run. And we take a drink to stay hydrated. And now we find out who the real G's are, who got stuck in the ad and who got lucky enough to stick around. Man, we got so many great raiders tonight. This was actually pretty rad. Thanks for being here, you guys. Hope you're having a decent, okay, kind of swell evening. I was saying earlier in the show, I'm going to do a little shout out here. But this Friday, we are going to be having a second stream of sorts. We are going to be doing a collab stream over on Space Buffoon's channel. Friend of the show, Buffy. We're going to be doing some racing in Garfield Kart. Yeah, it'll be fun. We're going to find out who the top who's the raciest amongst us. I've been doing a little practicing off stream, trying to get my kart skills up to par. It sure ain't no Mario Kart, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun because it's going to be 8 of us having fun. Not because the game's especially good, but because we'll have good company. That's what streams are really about, you know? You know? So definitely give Buffy a follow, because that's going to be this Friday, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And then next week, we'll be back with another Tuesday stream. We might even get some more by the end of the week. And yeah, if you know, you know. And if you don't know, now you know, Spaceman. But end of next week, we'll probably get our first karaoke stream of the year. That'll be fun. That'll be a good old time. A grand old time. We're going to be trying to ramp up multiple streams every week. Keep it going. Yes, Maestro. I know Maestro loves a nice karaoke stream. Okay, looks like we're back. Fantastic. You guys all survived. Stay safe. I know you're doing well. All right, let's head back on over to the big screen. What am I doing? Oh, hold on. We're in the space basement. My bad. Let's flip this around. Let's flip it back to the screen, back to the big screen. Zoop, there we are. A little behind the screen where we're actually playing it. Yeah, the Spaceman. Just chilling in the Spaceman. Actually, let me see if we go to the Spaceman. We do a little zoom in. We're here on the couch. This is for when we're playing with friends. That's always fun. Well, it's technically the same room, but we flip it around. Boop. Oh dear. Something's gone wrong. Something is on the screen. Can we zoom in? Zoop zoop. Can we zoom out? Zoop zoop. All right, something is clearly gone wrong. So we go back to here and we don't even worry about it. We pretend like nothing happened. Okay, so we're done with this. Zone clear. Gained confidence. Confidence is the currency that lets us unlock costumes. We advance. Do we get another one? Dream training. Standalone challenge missions. Okay. Can we do another one? Can we do another one? Can we do this whenever we want? Or are we actually getting into a mission? Harbor Station became the back rooms? Man, there's so many nondescript hallways around here. Okay, it looks like this is actually a mission. So let's try one of these, and then we'll probably call it for the evening. Send you guys off for some more fun times with other friends of the show, who I know are doing cool stuff because I've been checking on Twitch. Alright, Banks is definitely close. My scry's popping off. You okay? Sweating.
Just out of practice.
Okay, what are we looking at in there?
Automated turrets. They're tough. But if you can get close, you can just shut them down.
Seems like a security oversight.
Not a documented feature. Just hold the status button and tap reset 3 times.
God bless military engineering. Ain't that the truth? Alright, we're breaching. Window. Turret. Turret. If this guy tries to come around the corner, we'll see what we can do. Alright, I'm thinking... Jen, move. Window. Take cover. Okay, how's about... Zan? Move. Grab some intel. Take cover. And then let's see what happened. So, turret can't see us. Yoten's saying, we always appreciate you, Spaceman, just so long as we don't all pile into the same airlock again. Get to the airlock, you guys. Here, I'll open up the airlock before we close the door so you guys can all shuffle out before we close the show. Okay, we're sure we're done. Alright, we've been spotted. We can't knock a turret out the window. Serious oversight, if you ask me. But can we get in range? We can't even get in range, man. Man. Ooh. Inflicts damage when knocked into an electrified wall. Are you guys think what I'm thinking? If we move Jen here, if we static blast this guy into the wall, let's see how that looks like. Yeah, it takes him right out. And then we take cover. All right, we're going to use Zan's predictive abilities. We're going to move him right here. Ooh. But we can't, because if we predictive bolt right here, we're going to be visible by the turret. Which means we are going to get smoked. So we're going to have to take cover again. Shoot. Alright. We'll end the turn. Next turn, we got this. Alright. Jen. Move here. Rewind. Move here. Turn off the turret. Zan move up. Zan bolt burst this guy. Bam, bam, bam. Jan seal the door and take cover. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, it's all coming up, Spaceman. So now we just got to turn off the other turret. Jen's bonus mission is finished by the end of turn 3. It is turn 3, so unfortunately we're not going to get that. We weren't swift enough. Alright. We just got to get in range here. Just got to take cover for a sec. Zan. Disable that turret. And we're good. We are Dunsky. So let's play through this whole scenario here, and then we'll call it quits. Next room. Time to breach. But like I said, we get so much dialogue between all these missions.
I see a control terminal for this turret. If we can reach that, we can do better than turn it off. We can mess with its target recognition. If you get to it, try L. Kennedy and Philidor 77.
Alright, let's hack a turret.
It's not going to be easy to reach. Let me try something. I have an old trick I haven't tried in a while. What's that old trick? Are we about to get some new mechanics? False prophet, new ability. Okay, we send out a false premonition of yourself, which expires at the end of the foresee phase. Enemies believe it's real, but aren't forced to target it if they see a better option. Okay, so that's our turret control. How far can Jen move? Not that far, unfortunately. So let's try this. Let's try false propheting. We're gonna move you right here. So we'll get targeted by these. Zan, we're gonna have you move up right here. Bolt burst this guy. Grab some intel. And we basically just need the turret to target our false friend. So we're gonna, bam, hit that guy. First see what happens. Oh no, there'll be a little knockback action. I think that's okay still. I think technically that should still be fine. Yeah, let's end the turn there. Jen. Hack that turret. So who's going to attack first? Let's do our foresee action. So the turret goes first, which means that this guy won't actually hurt Jen. Zan wants to finish with all team members at full health. Jen wants to finish by the end of turn 2. It is presently turn 2. So we need to seal that door, but unfortunately, we can't get close enough. So it's going to have to be by the end of turn 3. So yeah, that's fine. Let's see. We got to finish this. Zan takes this guy out. Jen closes the door. And that's a turn 3 victory. So there must be a quicker way to do that if they want us to finish it by turn 2. Haven't been using Jen's grenades lately. That's a lot of confidence for Zan. Alright, next room. I see a big heavy guy. Zan, you're pale, man. You sure you're okay? I do feel rough, to be honest. Churning out suicidal time clones never feels great, but this is different. Something bite you? A mark on your neck? Does it look like the one on your arm? Huh. Should we abort? Not an option. Our ride already left.
Well, Banks is a doctor. Breaking her out of this dive should earn us a checkup, right?
Ah, good point.
You want to hang back? I can probably figure something out by myself here.
No, I'm good to fight. Thanks, though.
Okay, so I was absolutely bluffing. These two, man. There could be a tank in there for all I know.
Think human shape, but you're not far off.
Alright, so we got a big heavy guy. We know these explode and do a little burst damage. I don't see any windows nearby, though there is an electrified wall. Anything else? Knockback. If they hit a wall, remaining knockback is taken as damage. No other breach points. This guy's got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 health. Not actually the worst, now that I think about it. Alright, let's breach. Oh, 1 stability. Reduces incoming knockback by 1, 1 armor. Reduced by 1, and 4 health. So even though we're doing 3 damage, oh sorry, 2 damage plus 1 from the knockback, man, it's not actually doing a whole lot. What if we hit him with a grenade? What if we move Jen in and we hit him with a grenade? Oh, gotta rewind that. Strategy. It's all about strategy, Maestro. Let's move him up here.
could static blast him into that. We could chain bolt. Ain't gonna do any damage. Let's try hitting him back. Let's try bursting on that. Oh, that didn't actually do anything. Alright, well, rewind. What if we just burst this fella? Oh, so it didn't do nothing. Didn't knock him back at all. So we rewind. Instead, let's give a time boost to Jen. Can I not see Jen? Is that why? Let's move in here. Time boost. There we go. That was it. Now we can static blast again. Now, let's try bolt bursting this. Oh shoot. What did I already... I didn't false prophet, did I? No, I used the mana. Alright, let's rewind right to the beginning. Let's have... Oh, Jen can't be the one to breach? Okay, Zan's got to be the one to breach. Alright, so we breach. Jen's got to move up. We're going to static blast. We're going to time boost. So we can static blast again. Then we're going to move up, and we're going to 3 burst that. That actually does some damage. Okay. But he's going to completely waste Jen. Unless... No, but we've already seen that the grenade does nothing. So we need to be in a position where we can take cover. That's what we need to do. Both characters need to be in a position where they can take cover. So let's have Jen move right here. Can we still static blast this guy? No, he's around a corner. What if we move right here? Move you right here, Zan. Let's time boost Jen. Jen blasts again. Then we blast this. That does some damage. Then we take cover. Saturating fire. Heavy gunners lay down so much fire that you'll take 1 damage even in cover. It's still a lot better than taking the full hit, though. This is true. Zan wants to cause a predictive bolt to fire before the 4C phase. You know, we could have done 4C, predictive bolt. Let's try that. We've got so many strategies here. Let's rewind right to the top. Zan, breach it. If we move you right here and lay down a predictive bolt... Okay, we can't predictive bolt where there's already somebody in the way. That makes sense. Unfortunately, that makes sense. But... we move you here. Predictive bolt down this way. Move Jen here. Static blast here. No, not quite. I say. So that last action that we did maybe was the best way to do it, where we do a little bit of damage and we take a little bit of damage. Might have been the best way to go about it. Breach. Move to here. Gen. Blast. Time boost. Or do we... false prophet it? No, I honestly think we can do both. We can keep ourselves alive here. So we can false prophet up to like here. That'd be great. That'd be grand. Now suddenly, nope, that did not cause him to reassess his target. But if we go to right here, aha, see? Now that's a better target. Okay, then we're going to grab the intel so that we can time boost our friend. Jen is going to do another static blast so that we can finally burst bolt this and do a teeny tiny bit of damage. Let's foresee what happens. That's fine by me. Oh dear. Oh me, oh my. Okay. Alright, let's try this. Let's forget about this guy for the moment. I want you to go right here, Zan. I want you to go right here, Jen. Now this guy can't target us. And Zan, I want you to set up your predictive bolt right looking down this way, so that when... Oh, why can't you... You're in breach position. Oh, because he's right on the door. I guess you can't breach if Zan's right on the door. Okay, then. I respect the hustle game. See, because the idea was we would pop this door open and then Zan would snipe this guy as soon as the door's open. Because mechanically that should work. Let's back it up. Instead, could we have Jan move here? If we static blast this guy into the path of what should be a predictive bolt. Let's see if this works. Nailed him. Okay. We can also use a grenade. Is that gonna make us... Yeah, now we're out of range. Now we can't get shot. Perfect. But there's a problem with our man Zan, which is that he is in dire need. Dire need of not being hit by a grenade, which is going to explode this, which is going to push Jen a little bit. 3 knockback. And Jen's going to take damage, which is not great. So can we find a better way to do that? No, because Zan is stuck there, unfortunately. Two knockback. We need more knockback to get this guy into the electric wall. I think this is the play, unfortunately. We're going to take a little teeny tiny bit of damage. You know, we've never actually finished a round with damage taken. I'm kind of wondering, is it going to be persistent? Why don't we chain bolt and go bam? Oh, I can't see this guy, but he can see me? That's lame. That's lame. Oh, 1, 2. Ah, we still can't see it. Or what if, follow me here, what if We move Jen here. Then we chain bolt. Ah, we still can't see it. Alright, we move Jen here. Then we chain bolt this into this into... Well, let's see what happens with two of them. Bam! Oh, that guy got knocked down. Will he get up again? That's the question. Stan currently has all of his health. No, I think this guy is down. Okay. Perfect. That kind of works for us. Kind of works for us super well. Let's see. We move up here. Can't bolt that guy, but he also can't bolt us. What if I would rather actually hit him with a bolt? How much damage can we do? We can just take him right out. Bam. Easy peasy. Somebody's going to be spawning there next turn. Sure, let's set up a predictive bolt just in case. That's going to explode again. No damage taken. So we're actually killing it. Absolutely thrilling it right here. Zan, hack that turret. That guy's about to get wasted. We need to knock all enemies out. We need to seal all reinforcement doors. So, how about you grab that intel, Jen, and just make your way casually to the door. We're about to see that guy get wrecked by his own turret. Oh, there was a guy down here. I didn't even notice. That turret will take care of him. We'll seal the door. Easy peasy. I mean, not really easy. We had to go over that quite a few times. But we got there, didn't we? If anyone could do it, it's our Spaceman. Yeah, so see, here's the thing. I don't know if we do heal between missions. I'm expecting that we wouldn't heal between zones of a mission like this, like between the different doors. So yeah, maybe we would heal between missions, but there should be like some sort of downside, and that's probably why the missions are split into like these different zones. That's probably why. I do like that they're sort of blocked up room by this, which really works for like this conceit of breach wizardry. So when you started to feel sick, was it like a swarm of red-hot locusts were nesting in your pancreas? I would have said hornets, but yeah. My gruff voice is getting worn out tonight. Okay, I think we've both been poisoned. Just hasn't hit me full on yet. Jen, I'm sorry. I can barely walk. I might be done. No, you're gonna be fine. Just hang back and rest up. Banks' cell is right there. I'm just gonna clear the room, bust her out, and she'll fix you up in no time. Simple. Okay, we're getting just control of Jen this time then? Zan is poisoned. His movement is restrictive. He'll lose 1 health at the end of every turn. Okay, so we need to do the best that we can with Zan. Reactor tracker baiter, explosive barrel. Turret control is over there. That's gonna spawn a heavy gunner. That's gonna spawn a tracker, just a regular old doober. Can we chain bolt this guy into this guy? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Let's see how that looks. He's still alive. So I'm thinking... Zan can move up to here. No. Zan is poisoned, I got that. Let's rewind that. I think Zan moves to here. So that Zan can set up a predictive bolt running along here to try and take out whoever comes out of this door.
We're gonna bolt shot this guy first. Oh, but no, if he sets up to get predictive shot, then that turret's gonna take us out. Which is not ideal. So we're just gonna have to bolt burst it. Jen's gonna have to run it in. We'll grab intel. We'll take cover. Zan. Blast this guy. And take cover. Okay. Everybody's safe. Everybody's good. That guy's huge, which isn't great, but there's a window right there. And a window means opportunity. Alright. That thing explodes first. It does how much damage? Damaging and knocking targets away from the blast, but how much? A lot. Actually, I can't tell what is targeting what here, unfortunately. But we should be able to finish this guy off. No problem. Zan, let's have you do something. Let's have you do some damage, yeah? Maybe we use the false prophet ability. Jen, I wish you had more movement. I wish you were faster. Let's do a chain bolt. Into here, into here, into here. Sure, why not? Bam! That didn't do any damage, did it? No, not really. But if we take cover, okay, then stuff changes. That's going to do damage here. We can blast this guy, then take cover, and hopefully that explosion will take him out before Jen takes any damage. Let's see how that plays out. Yeah, just like that. Oh, Zan! Zan got wasted. Rewind. So even though Zan was in cover, that's right, he's still going to take damage from this guy. We need to put him in a position where that won't happen. Let's create a different target. And now we take cover. Oh, it took out the false Zan. Okay. That's fine, though, because nobody got shot. Oh boy, Zan. Zan is not doing swell. Jen. Hack that turret. I want the turret to target this guy, which means we gotta take this fella out first and foremost. Oh, we could get this guy to the window, though. If we go... How much will we need? How much will we need? We grab intel. Chain bolt does 2 knockback, which means 1 for this guy. We would have to do... I don't think we can do enough knockback. Jen would have to attack 3 times. Alright, maybe the best we can hope for then. Maybe the best we can hope for. Oh, but we have the grenade too! Okay. Will that actually work on this guy, though? It will not, so we're not going to do that. We're going to take that back. But if we grenade here, that'll take care of him, and it doesn't use up our action. Okay. It's going to take 2 damage. This is interesting. If I knock this guy back first before that hits, let's see how that plays out. Interesting, interesting. Turret's gonna do a wee bit of damage, but not enough. Zan, we need you to do something here. You can hardly move. And your attack doesn't do anything. You've got no mana. And you're about to die. But so is Jen. So we gotta take a little bit of cover. But is this going to explode when this guy shoots? Let's see what happens. No! Jen just dies. Alright. We're gonna have to back this one up then. Maybe we don't hack the turret this round. Maybe we gotta move somewheres else. Problem with Zan is he can't get anywhere close to this other intel briefcase. These guys are tough. Heavy gunners. We can do a little bit of damage from here if we knock him against the turret. Let's try that. Let's try that first. Ding, ding, ding. Alright, Jen, we're gonna have you static blast this guy. And we're gonna have you move to here. Hack the turret. If we grab the intel, it doesn't give us anything, unfortunately. Our mans has got to get out of the range of that explosion. We take cover. We don't take cover, we actually set up a predictive bolt just in case this guy runs all the way out. Who knows? We got a gale grenade. This guy's going to try to shoot at Zan. Turret's gonna take this guy out, it looks like. We've got him down to there. So we grenade this guy against the wall. Zan gets poisoned. That was gonna happen anyways. One enemy left, then we gotta seal doors. Got to... Yeah, we got to seal doors first. Okay. The turret's going to take care of this, so let's just focus on... We'll seal this door first. That's fine. Bam. Oh, I guess that technically counts as complete. Okay. That's a technical success. Please, I know you hate me. I know you won't save me. Please don't let Zan die. He's never crossed you. He's never tried to stop something terrible. Or he's just trying to stop something terrible. Please don't... Uh-oh. Oh, no. Our wizard. Where'd this doctor get a gun? Technical success is the best kind of success. That night... Oh, we're getting a flashback. We're getting a flashback. I used to be a surgeon at Rushwater General. I was good, until I started to shake. I knew the symptoms. Strybeck syndrome. Degenerative, incurable, terminal. But I couldn't lose that job. Couldn't just wait to die. So I hit it. And it worked, for a while. I was good enough to compensate. When the kid came in, I honestly thought I was his best shot. I was wrong. I knew it was a bad cut before I saw the blood. And I knew it couldn't be stopped. The bottom dropped out of my stomach. It was over in seconds. My brain was on fire. Every atom in me was screaming for an undo button on my life. Then a pop, a rip, a snap, and it was undone. The cut? Not just the cut, the whole sternotomy. Sternotomy? Blank look. It means his chest wasn't open anymore. My clamps were sheared off. He sat up. Never heard a room full of attendants scream before. Best we could tell, his body had gone back about an hour. The anesthetic wasn't in the system, but a prep drug was. So it turns out I can rewind people. It was another month before I figured out that they have to be dead first.
So if they're only unconscious, I have to shoot them first. You understand. Ah, so that's why. And that's why it makes more sense that she was arrested for shooting some guy at the start during the tutorial. If I'd waited for you to die, setting your body back an hour might not have been enough. The toxin could already be in there. Next time I want a regular doctor. I thought she was a regular doctor. There's a skull on her belt. A red flag, sure, but not a slam dunk for necromancer. Alright, so we're getting another breach wizard. I'm not a necromancer. You did just raise us both from the dead. That was today. Necromancers raise zombies. Do you feel like a zombie? I do feel incredibly bad, yes. Then I prescribe a brandy. 3. When did you get back? She was a surgeon. Cute story. But try a shorter version for your next set of zombies. Alright, so we're gonna get a new party member. And just in time, too. Because we're gonna have to run another ad, and I don't want to do that. So, instead we're gonna do a raid. That's Tactical Breach Wizards, you guys. It's a very fun little tactical, position-y, shooty, knock you out a window type of game. Oh, look at this. We leveled up. We got perk points. What do we want to do? +2 knockback. We do love +2 knockback. Knockback if used at point blank range. I'm thinking strong finish. And I'm thinking... Alright, that's that one. Spend each character's points. 2 perk funds available. Right, but I can't... Why won't it let me... I spent it. Why won't it let me confirm? Confirm! Oh, because he's got... Okay, that's how you want me to do it. Alright. Thanks so much for the stream. Double thanks for allowing us to raid in. Well, thanks so much for being here, yo. You know we always appreciate having you come by and support the show. Okay, Prophet Fire Seer's main attack at a nearby target before dying. That could be nice. Ooh, get a refund if it dies before it disappears. That would be very good. I think we're going to want that. And we got a new outfit? Who did we get? We can unlock the Dark Arts or the Hedge Wizard. Nice. I might want to save up for these tactical commando outfits. Alright, we're going to move on. Don't put me into a conversation already. We're going to go back to the main menu. Oh my goodness, don't tell me Corey is coming in right as we're about to raid. Corey and friends, thank you for being here. Corey Ojo. Garbage avalanche incoming. The Ice Princess Raccoon and her snow syrups are here to raid your dumpster. Oh, thanks for raiding my dumpster, you guys. Corey knows all about the dumpsters. Thank you so much. We know you have a choice in choosing your dumpsters to raid. Thanks for being here. Hello, you guys. Some of you might already be aware. I'm the Vector Spaceman. This is the Vector Spaceman Show. What's in the dumpy, Sir Vector? What up, what up, what up? So, you just caught us at the end of our show. We were playing a nice little tactical, position-y combat sort of game called Tactical Breach Wizards tonight, where everybody is, well, like it says on the tin, a wizard, or a witch, or a warlock, or a necromancer, or a pyromancer, or all sorts of cool stuff. It's like XCOM, basically, but you're slinging spells and knocking dudes out of windows, and it's very fun. I said the game like Shadow Wizard money. Yo, we love casting spells. And frankly, if we were allowed to use nuclear weapons, we probably would. Get your Shadow Wizard money up, you guys. But yeah, we are like 2.5 minutes from being forced to do another ad, and I don't wanna, which means we're gonna do a raid. But thanks for being here, you guys. If you're not already following friend of the show, Corey Ojo, then make sure you do, or else I'm gonna get mad and I'm gonna call your mom. And I'm gonna have a stern talking. Thanks for streaming. Well, thanks so much for raiding. I think we're gonna go see friends of the show, Meg and Dawn of the game Grotto, who are doing a little collab in Pico Park with some other friends of the show. So that'll be fun. You guys definitely check out Corey. I'm sure Corey was playing some more Red Dead tonight or something similar. I had fun watching movies with Corey last night. Join Corey's community. Corey's great. Corey does fun stuff.
Corey's been on the show. Corey's been in the specials and the skits before. We love interacting with Corey. We love doing stuff. And yeah, we're gonna go to the grotto, so let me set that up real quick, because we only got like a minute and a half. Space Riz on my mom. Yeah, we're gonna Riz up your mom if you don't support Corey Ojo. Alright, so everybody, make sure you're on your best behavior tonight. Do your best. Say nice things. Tell Meg and Dawn that I said hi. I'm gonna tell them that I said hi as well. Playing Pico Park 2 with other friends of the show. Some familiar faces that you might recognize if you've been around for a minute. Alright, you guys. We're gonna be back again next week, but until then, for now, I want to say a big thanks to everybody who tuned in tonight, wherever and whenever you are. You can join us again next week, same time, same place, right here, Tuesday, Harbor Station, with me, Vector Spaceman. We'll catch you on the other side, Space Cadets. Now remember, we're going to have a special secondary stream this Friday over on Space Buffoon's channel. We're going to be playing some Garfield Kart. We're going to be karting with some friends, finding out who's the raciest amongst us. And then next week, we're going to have our regular stream. We're probably also going to be doing some karaoke streams as well. So tune in for that. Stay tuned. It's going to be real fun. But until then, we'll catch you on the other side, Space Cadets. Thanks for tuning in. Stick around for that raid, because we're about to send you some more content for your evening. Take care, everybody. And we'll see you all again real soon. Bye-bye.